Let's go live, y'all. Before we get started, we're going to listen to a song that me and another artist did called Psycho. Let's get it. Yeah. Tell them. Yeah. Revolutionary or psycho? Which one I don't know. Retaining his knowledge, fuck off that warrior still dead though. So don't get it twisted or it's off with your head. It's royalty and loyalty, that's how my tribe was bred. Revolutionary or psycho? Which one I don't know. Retaining his knowledge, fuck off that warrior still dead though. So don't get it twisted or it's off with your head. It's royalty and loyalty, that's how my tribe was bred.
Hey. Am I psycho? Am I psycho? Get it with all that whooping? I might jack, I'm not Michael. I might murder like I might go. I might be psycho.
Averahle, you ain't gonna do shit.
I might though. Alright, yo, I'm just being honest. This is how I feel though. You don't have to lie to kick it, but I stayed 100 from the field goal. Africa or America? Which one is real though? I eat a plant-based diet, so if this beef, it's real, Joe. If I'm a conspiracy theorist, you're not a critical thinker. I thought science and theology. I'm a king, not a real nigga. When Samson cut off his mane, he lost all of his power. So I'm looking for Esther. I do not want Delilah. I will work till I die, no retire. I need some people I can build a fucking empire with. You can and will call me sire. AKA KB is an empire.
Revolutionary or psycho? Which one I don't know. Retaining his knowledge, fuck off that warrior still dead though. So don't get it twisted or it's off with your head. It's royalty and loyalty, that's how my tribe was bred. Revolutionary or psycho? Which one I don't know. Retaining his knowledge, fuck off that warrior still dead though. So don't get it twisted or it's off with your head. It's royalty and loyalty, that's how my tribe was bred. On a mission for this knowledge, call me crazy if you wanna, but the light inside of me lights the earth on Queen's honor. Royal blood up in my veins, my chakras be aligned, so my God feels no pain. My third eye is the prize every man wants to claim. Yours is calcified, so we are not the same. We got nothing in common, so stay in the peasant's lane. I'm a warrior, got it planned out for nothing but pain. Set met reincarnated on my queen shit, I remain. So it's off with your head, cause my king's insane. And that's why you hating. The truth of command is what you facing. The hands of time embrace a serpent's fate. I'm a queen that rules kings with no regrets. Can you relate? Yeah, cash gang, revolutionary or psycho? Which one I don't know. Retaining his knowledge, fuck off that warrior still dead though. So don't get it twisted or it's off with your head. It's royalty and loyalty, that's how my tribe was bred. Revolutionary or psycho? Which one I don't know. Retaining his knowledge, fuck off that warrior still dead though. So don't get it twisted or it's off with your head. It's royalty and loyalty, that's how my tribe was bred. I ain't ready for this knowledge, man. Respect the queen, baby. All right, y'all. I am a little early, but I have a good reason why. Because if I don't do this live stream, I'm not going to be able to come live later on tonight. My team has a skip, so I can't even assure you that I'll be here tomorrow. But I wanted to make the best of, you know what I'm saying, today. So I'm also not going to be cammed up in this live because my daughter's on the computer right by me. And, you know, with all these creepy dudes, we don't want them to, you know what I mean? What are they going to start stalking my daughter next? I don't know. But I'm in a good place. There's a couple of things that I want to show you guys. And also a case, which was an execution that went wrong. And the reason why we're going to talk about it is because it involves a 16-year-old girl and a 19-year-old man in this situation. However, first, I'd like to head over to CULTFIGGA TV really quick, right? Shout out to CULTFIGGA TV. He had dropped this video early this morning, and I thought it was important. This one is CULTFIGGA King Y warned Sonetta TV about disrespectful comments regarding Queen's Throne. Let's take a look at this, and then we'll get started with our content for today.
Hotel family, this King I Shoot, the Minister of Defense, co-founder of Nation Liberation, CEO and founder of CULTFIGGA Entertainment, Managed Promotion, founder of CULTFIGGA TV. Y'all smash that like button, subscribe to Chazana, man. Hey, you know what I'm just watching right now? I'm looking at a clown ass nigga.
So what? What's the difference?
Clown ass nigga. Are you out of your mind, bro?
You know, I agree with
You out of your mind, fam?
Like I felt.
I just told Queen Strong, shout out Queen Strong, that when I was a small channel, only a few motherfucking people showed me love. Texas Prison Stories, that's my boy Tim Snow, where he told my prison stories about when I was in Texas. You see what I'm saying? Texas prison, big dog in there running things. I shout out to him. My little bro, the Chosen Few channel. Shout out to little bro, King and Pooh, and Queen Strong. I would probably had a couple of, maybe 100, I don't even know if I even had a couple 100 subscribers. Queen
Hey,
Strong,
Chopper.
come on now. Run the book down. Big Game Hunting by Matthew Daniels.
Yes, that's a great book, y'all.
Mama, I finally made it. It's a revolutionary blueprint about how you put some real work in your community. How you stand up to white supremacists. That's a mind state, not a motherfucking color. How you take on the no good motherfucking police officers who trying to be dirty and corrupt. How you stop little girls from being kidnapped by would-be gangbangers. Oh, that's me. I done that. Little brothers getting shot down in the community. There I go, my little brother there with me. We doing all kind of big game hunting, stepping on little mini frauds and phonies. Sonetta TV, brother. You got the nerve to come on there and disrespect Queen Strong, what? So you can get back in the graces of Inky. Hey, bro, I don't know if you understand who I am. I ain't going for that no more, that scamming bullshit no more, fam. You gonna use you gonna use the community. Which I don't know why they still fuck with you to what? Jump on a sister? Degrade a sister? I see what you got going on right now with the hawker, but you want to come on there with and pat Inky on the back for disrespecting the sister? Bro, ain't nothing revolutionary about that, bro. Khaled wouldn't agree with that. You a phony, Sonetta TV. You ain't doing no world community work. All you done was leech and roach off of Khaled Muhammad, fam.
Facts.
You ain't in no street. Then you talking what your work is, making a white boy kiss your feet, boy. You a fool and a clown, bro. I don't give a damn about you and nobody back you, bro. I got 23,000 of my own subscribers who really about this work.
That
Like
part.
I say, punk. This book, it's just a revolutionary book. I know you want to hijack it and bootleg it. You ain't no revolutionary, bro. You ain't no revolutionary, fam. You're not doing nothing, bro. I'll be on Harlem, 125th Street, doing a revolution, doing it for the revolutionaries whenever they need me to come down there, man. Show you how to get some community work done. You niggas still talking about who the first man, who the last man. Man, y'all playing. Y'all want to have some training courses, right? Man, boy, you don't even understand how pissed off I was when I got to look on my stream and I see you sitting there disrespecting Queen Strong. But I told Queen Strong, I was in her live, I was in her chat earlier. And I told her, I said, hey, I'm going to stand up with you. This is me standing up with her. You clown. Go ahead and play with me the wrong way. Go ahead and disrespect CULTFIGGA and watch what happened to you, bro. We don't play them type of games. We in the community for real, family. We really doing this for our people. Sonetta TV, you sucker. You better watch yourself, bro, playing games with the community. We not playing those type of games no more, bro. Nigga, get back to scamming the community, bro. We gonna take care of that, too. Get back to playing games with the Hebrews and the black pastors. Don't be disrespecting the Queen Stone platform and those little brothers and sisters over there. I'm standing up for them, fam. And I don't like your kind. Nigga. You an old punk to me, bro. Don't play with me. This is CULTFIGGA. Straight out of Texas City, Texas. Galveston County to be exact. You niggas could never play with me. You understand me? Y'all need to stop trying to do wrong by the community and do right by the community. You niggas ain't no revolutionaries. You niggas some fucking punk ass scammers, bro. Get your mind right, fam. That really pissed me off when I seen that you got so much vigor and so much hate for the sisters. You a phony, Sonetta. Go ahead. Go ahead. Step on that landmine, boy, and play with me the wrong way. Boy, I'm Cult Figure King Y. I'm in every state and every city. Cult Figures, bro. Doing real work. Sinetta, quit playing games, bro. Cult Figure is taking up for the Queen Strong and those brothers and sisters over there. Do you understand me? You a fucking phony and a fraud. Don't no real revolutionaries take you serious, bro. Clown. You still scamming a couple of people who don't know. That's just you owe with. But that's not my business, because I really don't got time for your phony platform, bro. I'm just doing this so the people can see real men is standing up. Watch it, boy. Watch it, son. Cult Figure King Y, man. I done spoke on that. You got a problem? Let me know. Y'all follow me.
Shout out to King Y. That is a fact. We did interview him over here when other people failed to even give him the time of day. But thankfully, he has rose up to 23,000. So I am very happy about that. Now, moving on, we're going to be talking about... Hold on, let me pause it really quick. Let me give you the rundown. All right. So, this next situation is a teacher that is involved in voyeurism, some shit. Okay, look. So, the breakdown of it is the former Bloomdale High School teacher who pled guilty to secretly recording students in various states of undressing was sentenced by Hillsborough County judge to 15 years in prison plus life on the sex offender registry. So he'll have to register for life. It says Mark Ackett, whatever, was charged with 324 counts of video voyeurism and could have faced up to 15 years in prison. Prosecutors say that a former fashion designer / teacher and girl track coach planted cameras and cell phones in a room that students used to change clothes. In 2018, a student discovered a cell phone that appeared to be recording video inside a dressing room area at the school. He took the stand and his sentencing hearing and spoke for about 10 minutes. So today we're going to look at this portion of it, okay? Shout out to Fox 13 Tampa Bay. We're standing on this. The next one is crazy as hell, but I didn't know about the voyeurism. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but wow, okay. So we've covered on this channel a lot of, pedophilia and stuff like that, even involving teachers. So this is just another one. Like I said, we gonna get back to what we get back to. It's not all gonna be conscious community. The other case that I have is an execution that went wrong. We have a 16-year-old girl that was shot up pretty bad and is now paralyzed by her 19-year-old boyfriend. That situation is crazy. That's the bulk of today's content. But we're going to look at this video for about 16 minutes. We like court stuff over here, and stuff like that. But in the other case, we'll be looking at also an interrogation. We'll be listening to an interrogation while we look at some of the crime scene footage and stuff like that. And we actually watched the body cam of when the officers pulled up to the 16-year-old girl shot up in the parking lot of an apartment building. However, first, let's deal with this, okay? Former teacher sentenced to 15 years for voyeurism of students. Again, this man was recording, students changing, dressing, undressing, and things like that. So let's get started with it.
Thanks, everybody. Please be seated. If they turn the AC off,
Salute everybody.
I apologize if people are uncomfortable waiting on me. All right. Ms. Deary and Mr. Suarez, you all ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Salute, May the Alchemist. Shout out to you. I also did watch Taharka Bey's live yesterday, and he had spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that as well. What he had said. So, you know, I ain't sending shots at Taharka, but much love. Salute.
Okay, first I obviously just want to say that this is a difficult case. No one here wins today, all right? I can't undo the wrong or fix the harm and the hurt and the suffering that's been caused. There's so much suffering in this case by so many different people and groups of people due to the actions of the defendant. There is very little that I can say today to make any of that better. Certainly there's nothing that I can say or that I can do to undo anything that has happened. My job here is to apply the law, and that's what I'm here to do. I have reviewed all of the submissions, as I said previously, by both parties that were submitted to the court in advance of today, which I appreciate receiving those so that I could review them ahead of time. I've also received and reviewed the pre-sentence investigation report in this case and carefully weighed and listened to all of the testimony and evidence that was presented today during the sentencing hearing. I appreciate the comments that were made both live today and via written submission. I assure you that I reviewed each and everything that has been submitted to the court. The defendant in this case scores approximately 366 years based upon the sentencing guidelines. The defense has requested a downward departure. The state seemingly does not object to a downward departure because in its request for sentencing, the state requested that the court impose a sentence no less than 15 years, which is clearly well below the statutory guidelines. The court is required to find by a preponderance of the evidence that substantial and competent evidence exists to support a downward departure. Pursuant to section 921.0026 of the Florida statutes, the court finds that in this case, mitigating circumstances exist to support and to warrant a downward departure. Namely, as enumerated in section 921.0026J, defendant cooperated with the state to resolve the current offenses. As Mr. Suarez said in his closing remarks to the court, Mr. Ackett's cooperation with law enforcement and with the state from the outset of this case matters. And the court finds that that is the basis to afford a downward departure to the defendant. Next, I turn to the criminal punishment code to determine what an appropriate sentence is, since the court has decided a downward departure is appropriate under the circumstances. The criminal punishment code states that the primary purpose of sentencing is to punish the offender. It notes that rehabilitation is a goal, but it is secondary to the goal of punishment. The criminal punishment code further instructs that the penalty imposed at sentencing be commensurate with the severity of the offense and the circumstances of the offense. In this regard, the court has reviewed everything submitted by the defense, but including the cases cited regarding sentences received in other cases. The court has reviewed and has considered those cases. First, I wasn't the judge in those cases, and the facts and circumstances in each of those cases that I have reviewed are distinguishable from the facts here. It is clear here that the criminal intent of the defendant was great and that the amount of harm
Tampa, Florida
was also great. The numbers that matter are the numbers that pertain and apply to the circumstances in this case. Those numbers are 125 victims, mostly minors, 323 counts, criminal acts that were effectuated over the course of approximately 20 months on 3 different devices with 4 different camera positions. Most
Hey,
importantly,
Emmanuel.
this case is set apart from others because the crimes here were committed by a teacher in a position of great trust and authority. The court heard and listened carefully about all of the good the defendant has done in his life and in the community and how highly regarded he is. But he used the trust that he earned in the position that he earned to violate the victims. The defendant was tasked
Shout out. Thank you, Peanut. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's what we trying to do over here.
in his position as a teacher to protect the children and to promote their best interest. Instead, he preyed upon them. These children deserve better. Their parents deserve better. Quite frankly, the public deserves better. Mr. Ackett must be sentenced accordingly. I am pronouncing the sentence of Mr. Ackett as follows. I believe I have already adjudicated him guilty as of the time of the open plea, at the time the court accepted his plea. In case 18 CF 13676, the court sentences the defendant to 15 years Florida State Prison.
It's all good,
count
Peanut.
1. All remaining second-degree felony counts, the court sentences the defendant to 15 years sex offender probation, consecutive to count 1 and consecutive to each other. The court sentences the defendant in that case on the third-degree felony to 5 years sex offender probation, consecutive to all other counts. In case 19 CF 3914, the court sentences the defendant on count 1 to a concurrent 15 years Florida State Prison. All remaining second-degree felonies, the court sentences the defendant to 15 years sex offender probation, consecutive to count 1 in that case, and consecutive to all counts in case 18 CF 13676. The remaining third-degree felonies in that case, the court will sentence the defendant to 5 years sex offender probation, consecutive to all other counts, and consecutive to all counts in case 18 CF 13676. The court sentence in this case, in essence, is 15 years Florida State Prison with credit for any time that you've served, followed by sex offender probation for the functional equivalent of your life. I am now going to read to you, sir, the terms and conditions of your probation. The following special conditions will be imposed as part of your probation sentence. You shall not have any contact with the victims directly or indirectly, including through a third person, for the duration of your incarceration and your probation. You shall abide by mandatory curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. You shall not live within 1,000 feet of a school, child care facility, park, or playground, regardless of whether you are on court-ordered supervision. You shall not live within 1,000 feet of a school, child care facility, park, playground, or other place where children regularly congregate as prescribed by the court. Within 30 days after release from your incarceration, you shall enroll in and thereafter remain continuously enrolled in an outpatient sex offender treatment program at your expense. You shall actively participate in the treatment program until discharged by the therapist as having successfully completed the treatment program. You shall complete the outpatient sex offender treatment program within 4 years of release from incarceration, unless additional time to complete the treatment
Salute, Moon Raka. Shout out to the chat. Much love.
program is recommended by the therapist and approved by the court. You shall have no contact with the victims again, directly or indirectly, including through a third person, for the duration of the sentence imposed.
So the guy right here is the teacher. And again, really quick for those that are entering in, this is a situation that happened in Tampa, Florida. I believe, right? Correct? Yeah, Tampa, Florida. So it says, Bloomdale high school teacher who pled guilty to secretly recording students in various states of undressing was sentenced by a Hillsborough County judge to 15 years in prison plus life on the sex offender registry. This guy, Mark, was charged with 324 counts of video voyeurism, which is recording people, children, undressing for your sexual gratification on a further, time. So recording it and then masturbating it or whatever. And I guess also redistributing said video as well. My issue with this, though, is that they gave him a downward departure, and I kind of talked about downward departures in other videos, but a downward departure in this situation, I don't think is a good one. I mean, if the judge had stated that he was looking at 366 years or whatever, I mean, the man has 324 counts. And they gave him a downward departure. Now, he's still going to do 15 years in prison and have to register as a sex offender. But the prosecutors say that this teacher, who is also a former fashion designer and a girls' track coach, planted cameras and cell phones in a room that student used to change clothes. In 2018, a student discovered a cell phone that appeared to be recording video inside the dressing room area at the school. I'm just wondering how he was given grace. They should have locked his ass up for the rest of his life. Anyway, I digress.
You shall not have contact with a child under the age of 18. The court may approve supervised contact with a child under the age of 18 if the approval is based upon a recommendation for supervised contact with a child under the age of 18 and is issued by a qualified practitioner who is basing the recommendation on a risk assessment. You shall not work for pay or as a volunteer at any school, child care facility, park, playground, pet store, library, zoo, theme park, mall, or other place where children regularly congregate. You shall not view, access, own, or possess any obscene, pornographic, or sexually stimulating visual or auditory material, including telephone, electronic media, computer programs, or computer services that are relevant to the defendant to your deviant behavior pattern. You shall not download, access, or play any location-based, altered, or virtual or actual reality game that utilizes an electronic device's global positioning system's capabilities to play and or interact within the game. You shall not download, access, or utilize social media or social networking, which is defined as web-based database communication tools that enable people to interact with each other by sharing and consuming information. You shall not access the internet or other computer services. The court may allow access only after a risk assessment is completed by a qualified practitioner who approves and implements a safety plan for the defendants accessing or using the internet or other computer services. You shall provide a specimen of blood or other approved biological specimen to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to be registered with the DNA Databank. You shall make restitution to the victims for all necessary medical and related professional services related to physical, psychiatric, and psychological care. You shall submit to warrantless searches by a community control or probation officer of your person, residence, or vehicle. As part of your treatment program, you shall participate at least annually in polygraph examinations to obtain information necessary for risk management and treatment, and to reduce your denial mechanisms. All polygraph examinations must be conducted
I agree,
by a lawyer
Dorillis.
certified to conduct
And concealed.
post-conviction polygraph examinations on sex offenders and shall be paid by the defendant. The results of the polygraph examination shall not be used as evidence in court to prove that a violation of community supervision has occurred. You shall be electronically monitored when deemed necessary by the community control or probation officer and his or her supervisor and ordered by the court at the recommendation of the Department of Corrections. You shall not visit schools, child care facilities, parks, playgrounds, or other locations ordered by the court without prior approval of your probation officer. You shall not distribute candy or other items to children on Halloween, wear a Santa Claus costume or other costume to appeal to children on or preceding Christmas, wear an Easter Bunny costume to appeal to children on or preceding Easter, entertain at children's parties, or wear a clown costume without prior approval from the court. You shall not possess a prescription drug as defined in Florida Statute 499-00343 for purposes of treating erectile dysfunction. You shall pay a surcharge
Wow.
of $151 for the Rape Crisis Program Trust Fund. You shall pay costs in an amount to be set by the court. You shall pay an additional court cost of
Right.
$151 pursuant to Florida statute for crimes against minors. You shall pay cost of prosecution in the amount of $150. You shall pay the cost of investigation in the amount of $130 to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. You shall present yourself for random testing for the presence of drugs and/or alcohol at the request of your probation officer. You shall not reside with any person under the age of 18 unless authorized by the sentencing court. You shall perform 50 hours of community service to be completed within the first 5 years of supervision at a minimum rate of, let's say, 5 hours per month. You shall forfeit to law enforcement all evidence seized during the investigation of this case. You shall be deemed a sexual offender and shall fulfill all requirements of Florida Statute 943.0435. You shall report as required by Statute 943.0435, subsection 2, Florida statutes, within 48 hours of your release from incarceration. This offense is a sexually violent offense under Florida Statute 394.910 to .931 Florida statutes regarding involuntary civil commitment of sexually violent predators. You will be considered for involuntary civil commitment as a sexually violent predator before release from any Florida state prison sentence that you serve. The defendant understands and agrees that the state may pursue any legal action against the defendant for involuntary civil commitment as a sexually violent predator at the discretion of the state and in accordance with governing Florida law. This does not prohibit, restrict, or otherwise limit the ability of the state to seek an involuntary civil commitment against you. I am going to impose all mandatory court costs, all costs of supervision, which I order not be taken out of the bond. And you have 30 days, sir, to appeal the legality of the sentence. As I said, you'll have credit for any time that you have served, and you'll be taken into custody at this time. Anything else for the defendant, Mr. Suarez?
No, Your Honor.
Anything from the state? Thank you all.
So that was that, you guys. I'm disappointed because in reality, he should have gotten all of those years. She was talking about 366. I think it was years, but it may have been months. But then they gave him a downward departure. And that's sickening to me in reality. I think that because it's a dangerous crime and it was done to children, he should be locked up inevitably. Like, it should be a wrap. And sadly enough, you know, they don't really take these crimes against children serious. The fact that he was a teacher and still did that, I think they need to start making an example out of them, these type of people, because we've already pointed out a few situations on each channel where teachers have, you know, overstepped their boundaries and things like that, like did way too much. It's sick, it's disgusting, and I think they need to do a better job at vetting these people that they allow around our children. Now, we're going to kind of move a little bit faster today, even though the next portion is over 2 hours. Like I said, I have a skip that my team has, so I will be working tonight, and I still wanted to come through and get a live done beforehand. So this next situation is out of Orlando. It is from 2017. However, a lot of the body cam and a lot of the other stuff involved in the case was just released because I think that there was, you know, an end to the case or whatever. Like, they're done, they completed it. But the report I'm looking at says Orlando police tweeted Thursday that a 19-year-old man was arrested in connection with the shooting of his 16-year-old ex-girlfriend. Yes, I said 16. His name is Kwantedius LAMONT Ross, my bad, Kwantedius Lamont Ross was arrested on charges of attempted murder. A crime line tip led to his arrest, but no other details have been released about his capture. The girl was shot June 11th, and that was of 2017, in the parking lot of Willow Key Apartments on Arnold Palmer Drive, according to police. Police said that Ross shot the girl, then opened fire 2 more times while she was on the ground. The victim is in critical but stable condition. Police are not identifying her because she was a victim of domestic abuse as well as a minor. So we'll be looking at this really quick. I want to show you guys 2 news clips on it really quick, and then we'll get to the more meatier
Teenager
portion.
was shooting his ex-girlfriend at close range. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Eric Von Ackett in for Matt.
And I'm Lisa Bell. Friends say he was fueled by jealousy. The victim, a popular 16-year-old high school athlete. She is still hospitalized days after the attack outside the Willow Key Apartments in Orlando. That's along Arnold Palmer Drive, just east of Kirkman Road. News 6's Troy Campbell is there live tonight. And Troy, first, how is she doing? And why did it take police more than a week to warn people about this suspect?
Well, police say that they have been searching for him ever since, but now they need to go public with his name and his face, hoping that will help. We're told that she is in critical but stable condition after being shot by her ex-boyfriend. Here he is. Friends tell me here that the two broke up about a month ago. And again, after 10 days of searching for him, they now need the public's help to locate him.
Very emotional, just hoping, praying for her, praying a lot for her.
2 classmates of the 16-year-old victim, who also live at the Willow Key Apartments, say in recent weeks, 19-year-old Kwantedius Ross had been upset over his breakup with a teenage girl. Orlando police have not released her name, but do say Ross had an intention to kill when he shot her 3 times. 2 of the shots at close range after she had already been on the ground in the parking lot of the apartment complex just after midnight on June 11th.
It could have been anyone, to be honest, which is very scary because never thought that something like that could happen here.
Especially around here.
Friends say the 16-year-old had just finished her sophomore year at Dr. Phillips High School and is an avid flag football player, always in a good mood.
She's just very caring. She always kept a smile on her face. You know, I went to school with her. She always had a really good sense of humor. Everything about her was just very uplifting.
Orlando police say investigators have exhausted their leads on where Ross might be tonight after searching for him since he left the scene on June 11th. Friends hoping he's found soon.
You always have to be aware and always aware of your surroundings and the people that you talk to and the people you associate yourself with.
Now, Orlando police still have not released the details about what led up to the shooting. And again, anyone who knows where Ross is tonight, they can call Crime Line or they can simply call 911. Lisa, Eric?
Troy Campbell reporting live for us tonight. Thank you.
All right, we got one more, and then we'll jump into the situation at hand. Okay, so this one is fast forwarding into his arraignment after he was caught. Now, it is important for me to state that the victim in this case, right, the 16-year-old girl at the time, she was left paralyzed after dealing with this man. Now, this video that I'm about to play, as well as the one that we just watched, is courtesy of WKMG News 6 CLICKORLANDO. And we'll be looking at this one right here. And then, like I said, we have body cam and interrogation audio and a little bit of video to go with that as well. So let's get to this. All right, this is the guy right here. He's in arraignment court after he had been found.
Kwantedius Ross.
What happened to AVERAHLE Romero? All right. Kwantedius Ross, 17 CF 7447AO. One count of attempted second-degree murder with a firearm, one count of aggravated battery, great bodily harm, one count of aggravated assault with a firearm. Reviewed the affidavit.
What's good, Nicolette? What's good, Zartan? Shout out to anybody that I may have not seen or said hi to.
Found probable cause. I think it's arrest warrant. I'm sorry. Reviewed the arrest warrant, found probable cause. Your bond set at no bond, with no contact with the victim, no return to the scene. Were you interested in the services of the public defender? Did you want to represent yourself or hire a private attorney?
Public defender now, but I'd also like to hire an attorney.
Sure, you heard what I told that other guy, right? Just because I give you the public defender now doesn't mean that you have to stick with them. You can always hire a private attorney.
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have a job?
Not yet, no, sir.
All right. Any sources of income?
Yes, sir.
All right. How much? What do you have?
Over in Lakeland, Florida, I was working under the table.
Okay. How much money?
I was making 100 per job. Working for the landlord.
All right. Well, what I need to do is I need to figure out if you qualify for the services of the public defender. How much did you think you made per week?
I had just started, so yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll go ahead. I'll temporarily appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. Your bond on each is set at no bond with the conditions.
Facts.
Again, no contact.
Hell yeah.
With the victim and no return to the scene. Okay?
He big as hell and he had a gun. Okay, he was throwing bullets.
Okay.
Thank you.
Could I speak to?
And it was more about jealousy than anything. They broke up. He claims that she lied about her age, but it's important to remember that there was a boy that was about the girlfriend's age, and it seemed like she had left him for the younger boy, and this dude right here got very upset and just started, he was trying to fight the younger boy with his hands, this dude right here, but when it came to old girl, he wanted to shoot her up.
This charge is attempt, so we'd argue that it reduces it to the lower level from a first-degree felony on Mr. Ross.
Any input from the state?
I think that's correct. I would just let the court know that he has an injunction, an active domestic violence injunction that's very close in time to this incident. So this may be some kind of DV context, I'm not sure. I would ask the court to actually review the affidavit in support of the warrant prior to setting just a standard bond to make sure that there's not some domestic violence overtones to it.
Have you had an opportunity to review the warrant?
No, Judge.
Or the affidavit?
No, he did not say self-defense. Did you hear that? That nigga said, this nigga right here said self-defense. How is it self-defense when nobody else had a gun but you, sir?
This is... It's basically an execution that didn't quite
Hey,
work out.
Emperor Throne, salute.
So if you want a bond on this one, I'll set your bond on count 1 at $750,000, count 2, $100,000, count 3, $150, count 4, $150, and all the same conditions, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
And Judge, that is it.
All right, so as I move this, I heard him say, what was it again? Damn. Yeah, self-defense. What the fuck? All right, now we're about to move over to one of my favorite channels on YouTube. Y'all know how I am about my body cam videos, right? And the channels that have them. Shout out to Real World Police. This is one of my favorite channels on YouTube because I'm definitely into body cams. That is a great way to see really what the police are doing. And sometimes I'm in favor of like shit was right or shit was wrong. You feel what I'm saying? But the only way to really see them and see what is going on and how police are handling things is to look at these body cams. So going forward, like in the past on my other channels, we've looked a lot at body cam and stuff like that. It just gives you like an inside look on the situation that we're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? But I do like interrogations. I also like trials. We've sat through whole trials, literally whole 7-8 hour trial, days, each day, you know what I'm saying, and looked at the whole day on YouTube. So we're about to get back into a lot of this work. Everything that I do is not, exposing the conscious community or whatever. At the end of the day, what I'm doing when I do that is going after sexual predators. Same thing I do on my channels. It's not about, because at the end of the day, it's fucked up if a motherfucker is, scamming and shit like that. But there's a lot of channels that expose scammers. I'm not attempting to be another one. So, but if I do need to speak on something, anything at all, I will do so on my channel, even if it has nothing to do with what my channel is really here for or whatever. This is my channel. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get back into it though. Now, this is going to be graphic, and I want to warn you guys, we're about to watch the police pull up to this incident at this time where this 16-year-old girl was shot up pretty bad. As you can see, this car right here that I'm kind of, I don't know if you guys can see it, but circling around, it kind of looks like a Crown Vic or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but she's kind of like right down here in this area where she's pretty shot up at. So this is the, the bird's eye view of what happened that day. And at the bottom of the screen, I don't know if y'all can see it, but it does say the date was June 11th, 2017. That this had all took place. So again, I want to warn you guys, viewer discretion is advised, because it's about to get real. Let's go.
In her face. What's your apartment number, baby? 1033. 1033? He chased after somebody else, too. He's trying to shoot them. I can't feel anything.
Okay, just stay calm for me as best you can. You said you live in 1033?
What's good, Senorita Flowers?
Spell it for me.
I just stood because he shot me first.
You said Emily Wilson?
Yeah.
What's your birthday? Just stay with me, okay? The fire
What's good,
department's in
Porter?
the neighborhood. They're coming around the corner. Here they come. Okay? Just stay still, okay? They're coming right now.
I think you're trying to kill me.
Yes.
So they're on the way to the scene. They just got dispatched to the call.
Got all three out. I'm going 97. Next floor, the call, give you any more information? What's going on?
Someone, her ex-boyfriend shot her, and he ran.
Who is he?
I don't know.
Alright, OFD, seen secure. Looks like gunshot wound in the face.
In her face.
Sorry?
Y'all good?
Yeah, did you see anything?
I was coming to help her. He came back and shot
What
me.
does he look like?
He tried to shoot in the head.
I
but
just
he shot
seen him
in
with
the
a black shirt on. That's all I seen.
Where did he go? Which way did he go?
He ran through the building this way.
Alright, I guess he ran northbound. Was he, looks like black male, black shirt.
He
Did
had
you
a
see
black
him?
shirt on.
I came to help
Well, I
her.
was circling
He came
around
back and
looking
shot
for
her in the face.
Where'd you get shot?
And she got shot right here.
I see that. No, step back. I got evidence right there.
She got three
Where
in the
else did you get hit?
Here's her phone.
Watch your foot. You got casings right there.
Here's her phone.
Okay, what's his name? Okay. Do you guys mind hanging out by that truck real quick for a second? What's that?
Facts, Porter.
Well, if you can help me figure out, did you see him?
Look, I was
Just watch your step.
I heard her screaming and I got shot. I came outside.
Where else
Gonna
did
help
he
her.
get
He came
shot?
back and shot her again in the face.
Would you recognize him if you saw him
I
again?
didn't see his face. All I seen was all black.
That's all we
Black male, all black?
Black male, all black. When he shot
Okay, I guess black male, all black, ran northbound, trying to get 1014. And if we can get OFD, I see one gunshot to the face, but I think she's been shot multiple times.
She got two on her right cheek, one on her left.
and her kids are in the house by themselves. Yeah. What's your apartment number, baby? 1033. 1033? Oh my God.
Okay.
He chased after somebody else too. He's trying to shoot them.
I don't know if
Okay, stand by for more info. She's got multiple gunshot wounds though. Still conscious
Make
breathing.
sure her kid is okay.
1033? Okay.
I can't feel anything.
Okay, just stay calm for me as best you can. You said you live in 1033?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kwantedius Ross.
Spell it for me.
I,
You said Kwantedius?
yeah.
Ross?
Okay.
Does he drive?
No. He was sitting on my stairwell.
Exactly. Imagine being shot up and you're shot in the face. And she's still like she's not unconscious or anything like that. She's a fighter, definitely. She's definitely a fighter.
She says he doesn't drive. His name is Kwantedius Ross, K-W-A-N. Okay, just try and do your best for me, okay? Where did you say you live in 1033? Okay. I'm sorry?
On the third floor.
Third floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
How old are your kids?
They're, oh my god, I can't do anything. They're, they're 9. I stepped outside my door. And
See, right there, she told a lie. She doesn't have a 9-year-old. I don't think she wanted the police to know that she was 16. Obviously, she can't have a 9-year-old if she's 16. That's crazy.
he was on my stairwell.
Where does he stay at?
I don't know.
You don't know? Where's the last place you know him to stay at?
I don't know. He used to live here.
He used to live here? How do you spell his first name? K-W?
Yeah, K-W-N.
Uh-huh.
C something. I don't know. I can't read.
How old is he?
I can't read. 19.
19?
I can't. Oh my god.
Okay, just slowly take some slow breaths,
I can't
okay?
feel anything.
Okay, the fire department's coming.
Get shot.
Fire department's coming, okay?
I don't want to. Oh my god. I don't want to.
I'm trying. It's K-W-A-N-T. That's all she knows. Last name Ross, R-O-S-S, 19, Bravo Mike. Unknown where he stays at. Do you live in this building over here, ma'am? What's your building number? What's your building number?
My phone.
What's your building number? I have your phone. What's your building number? Just okay. Just watch your step. I have casings over here, okay?
It's 5536.
Okay.
I think he tried to.
I agree, Emmanuel, but the sad part is she was involved in sports. I think she ran track, and now she's paralyzed. So, I mean, this is a really fucked up situation. But yeah, she's definitely a fighter. She's a survivor, I'll say.
Kill me.
Definitely.
I understand. Do you know how many times approximately you were hit?
I mean, and imagine if it came to him shooting her up, he had to have at some point been putting hands on her. You know what I mean?
You were on the ground as well?
Yes.
He shot you when you were on the ground?
He shot me at first.
Where did he start shooting?
Right here.
By
Then I got shot and I fell to the ground. And then he came
Yep.
back. He picked up my friend's
Facts, Nicolette.
I'm sorry, he came back and what?
He came back and shot me again. I think he tried to shoot.
See, that's what I was just about to say as well, Cool Cat. Like, where the ambulance at? You know what I mean? Like, it took a minute for them, you know, to even get them, but it's just
He went ahead and
crazy.
killed me.
Okay.
I moved and I missed. He missed
Okay.
me.
She said 19. Headquarters 1039 OFP, correct?
Oh my god, I can't feel anything. Oh my god, oh my god.
The fire department's pulling in right now, okay?
Ow. Oh my
Fire
God.
department, aka the ambulance.
Do you live in this building right behind you, correct? Yeah. Yeah, Roland, she said it's a building right here, 3rd floor, she said it was.
Oh my god.
Okay, the fire department's coming down on a Palmer right now, okay? What hurts worse?
Everything.
Okay.
I can't feel it.
What's your name?
Right here, Emily.
And down?
Nelson.
Okay. Did he shoot at you when you were running away?
I didn't run. I stood because he shot me first.
You said Emily Nelson?
Yeah.
What's your birthday, Emily?
They are trained in first aid, but he's not administering any, and either is like his partner or anything.
April, I mean, not March.
Uh-huh.
March 4th, 2001.
2001?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have long hair, short hair, or what? Short hair?
A beard.
A short hair and a beard?
Yeah.
Suspect should have short hair and a beard.
Do you know any of your parents' number or anything I can call for you?
Let me work on getting the information from her, and I'll make sure we make her phone calls. Okay? Do you know her?
No, I just
Okay.
happened to circle it around.
I got you. Okay. You didn't know other information you can give me to figure out where he went to?
No, all I see was everything hurt. When he seen my car pull up, he ran that way.
Okay.
I need to speak up.
The fire department's coming around the corner right now. Okay. Hey Keith, see if you can get some contact on them.
He ran after somebody else and tried to shoot them too.
Okay.
I don't know if they made it away or not.
Now, I think the person that he ran after and was trying to shoot was the boy that she was trying to leave dude for a younger boy or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of comes out in the interrogation, the next video that we'll watch. I think it's like 1 hour and 15 minutes. Then I got to get up out of here.
Just tell them they need to be on the lookout.
Yeah, if we have a dog, I have.
Which sucks because I had a lot of other clips that I want to show you. But if I come back tomorrow, I'll show it. But if not, I'll be back.
Starting point, the foot traffic's pretty light.
I need help. Oh my god.
Okay, just stay with me, okay? The fire department's in the neighborhood. They're coming around the corner right now. Here they come. Okay? Just stay still, okay? They're coming right now.
Ow! Oh! Oh! Oh my god! Oh Lord!
We have somebody that can stand by the room of the Yeah, we're just need somebody to go with her to the hospital. We got a bunch of casings, LT, so she was shot multiple times. He actually returned when she was on the ground and fired again.
He shot her twice more when she was on the ground.
From what she got arm and face. She said she can't feel her lower body. Just one victim? Yes. One to her arm, looks like multiple to her face. She can't feel her lower body. Looks like handgun rounds. There's a few, no, they're probably either 380 or 9. There's a few of them here. And she, like I said, she's got a few holes in her face, one in her arm. I haven't rolled her at all, so I don't know what's on her back. There's a couple more casings here, so there's quite a few.
Get all the comments on it.
Sorry?
Get all the comments on it.
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got a bunch of casings. We're going to try and start marking them off. GSIX is going to follow them down. I'm sorry?
You want to grab your markers?
Yeah, I'm trying to block them without being in their way.
Yeah.
Because she's surrounded by them.
Yeah.
And witnesses said she came back and actually fired at her while she's on the ground. She can't feel her lower body. Probably at least. I mean, she's got a hole in her face. Just turn the keys off in the truck. Turn the truck off? Yeah, mic's off. Right. Okay. You got it, LT? Starting point is that stairwell.
Where from that stairwell? Any idea?
Northbound. That's all I got. Witnesses said he ran through that stairwell.
The domestic?
Yes. The ex-boyfriend heat bucket. Unloaded on her.
Any idea what he shot over?
Looks like 380 or 9. There's a whole bunch of them. He actually shot her while she was on the ground. She's got a few in her face, one in her arm. She can't feel her lower body. All black, short hair with a beard, ran northbound through the... She said he was actually chasing after somebody.
She was or he was?
He was after he shot her. But witnesses said northbound through this stairwell right here. Last DOT. All I got is black male, all black. His name, like I said, short hair, beard. That's all she can give me right now. She can't even spell his name.
His name is pretty fucked up. He could be in the fucking apartment too.
Roland went up and talked at the apartment.
Oh, okay.
Roland, you went to her apartment, 10-4? Yeah, she said she came out and he was sitting on the stairs. Oh, okay. He should be in this 3rd floor. I'll stay here if you want to go. Or I'll go if you want to stay here. Hey, Keith, I don't know who those belong to, but watch those. Roland, you're on the 3rd floor? You're on the 3rd floor? Yeah, she said he was waiting outside of her apartment. When I just left it unlocked. We have one more to come in with us. Hey, Keith, find out if she locked this apartment when she walked out, because it's currently locked. Is there a balcony? Let's see if I can look in. Oh, she did? Alright, does she have keys? We can boot it. Huh? She doesn't have the keys, we can boot it. You ready? Yeah. I think we can call that exit in, right? Yeah. We are at 10:33, right? Okay. Don't do this. Here we go. Slow down, slow down, slow down. You got it, LT? I'll go rolling. Atlanta police. Over here. Long hallway over here. 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 1 at the end.
Looks like they're clearing her house. Making sure that he's not in there.
You lived here, it's domestic. Hold traffic.
Go left.
Is it 4777 Walden? Or is it 4756?
I don't see any kids in here yet. Where are these kids at?
If you remember, she said that she had children. That's why they made that statement. But she said that the child was 9, which is crazy because she's 16. So, in my opinion, when I had first seen this video, I think that, she was, just lying to the police because she felt, I don't know. I don't know what situation that she was in, but clearly I think that maybe possibly she was concerned because dude is 19, and if they found out she was 16, he could get in trouble because she is technically a minor and they were having a relationship. The victim in this situation's name is Emily Nelson, and this was an attempted murder situation where Kwantedius Ross, who was the shooter, we're going to hear from him in the next video, attempted to take her life. And again, I want to point out that after he had chased her down and shot her up, after she hit the ground, he stood over her and shot her and attempted to shoot her in the head, but it was shooting her in the face. So, this is crazy as hell. Again, very graphic as well.
I'm gonna go back down and see what else I can get from her.
Well, they didn't lie. She did, though, which was weird. I don't understand that part, like I said, but she said that she had 2 children, and then he asked her what was their age, and she said 9. But the victim is Emily Nelson, and she is 16 at the time of this. Now, this was 2017. Also,
too late.
She could have been babysitting. She could have been. Yeah, and where is her mom? At the time of this, maybe she was babysitting her younger brother, or sister or whatever, and just claimed it as her child. Probably also because then this situation happened, so she probably thinking about how she gonna get in trouble by her mom or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Too late.
But where is the children?
Those yours? Boot it? Yeah. Can I pick the body up? He's on the body. Is she not moving at all? She just can't feel anything. They're moving around. Okay, she's not voluntary. Let me grab markers. I want to start marking all these. There's a whole bunch over here.
Lives, okay.
Go that way. Go that way. Go that way. Yeah, you gotta go somewhere else. This is all shut off. $55.60 is the southwest corner of the same complex.
It's all good, Nicolette. Yeah, we're gonna get back into more of these because I've been watching more of these lately. I like these because it's random. Like, you never really know what is gonna come out sometimes and stuff. So sometimes, like, to research or find these, it's hit or miss. But I love this channel anyway, so I like a lot of the content that comes out there anyway. But there are others like Blue Dot and Interrogations, and some other channels that I like as well with these body cams or interrogations and things like that. So I'm back in my Libra a little bit more. You feel what I'm saying? Because I've been just, when I'm offline, I've been looking more into these, going back to looking more into these than anything else. So, and that's, you know, law, interested in balancing, you know what I mean? Fairness. Plus, I like to see what the police be doing. They be watching us, so why not? Let's watch them.
Yeah, we're gonna need at least a station or that's our market. Yeah, if we can just get at least whoever was attending to her. Where are they from? 12? Both 12?
Yep, 12, rest 12.
Okay.
So they're documenting who had come in contact with the victim.
I'm on, by the way. Just, I agree with you, but just so you know.
Oh.
12 and 12. Yeah, if you want, if it's easier, I can follow up with them. If you're able to give me a run number, I can go from there.
Yeah, I can get it out of my truck.
Okay. Was she able to move at all? She was telling me she couldn't feel anything. I don't know if they gave you anything or not. She was? Okay. I wasn't sure if it was shock or not, but she said, yeah, she had a few in her face. One in her arm, I saw.
Left arm, right side. Right arm.
Well, they said, the witnesses said he came back and shot her once she was on the ground.
Damn.
28598.
Yes, sir.
All right, I appreciate it. I'll,
So she had 1 in the side, 2 in the face, and it was another one. Oh, in the left arm.
I can always follow up.
Damn.
Unless you have.
I know who they are.
You do? Okay. If you're able to give me just last names and employee numbers.
Yeah. I don't have employee numbers. I'll give you last name.
Okay.
Walker.
Hey, Jermaine.
First initial by chance?
Yep, Jay Walker.
Okay.
Jay Springer.
Today we're looking at a situation concerning Kwantedius, Lamont Ross, and Emily Nelson. Emily Nelson was 16 years old at the time of this event. Kwantedius was 19. He was dating Emily and got on some jealous shit and shot her up pretty bad. So that's kind of what we're looking at today. It was a failed execution. In reality, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But he's charged with attempted murder.
Okay.
Jay Stewart.
Okay, well, I know it's a trend here. Keep going. Don't mess it up now.
Yeah, right. C. Cooper.
Okay.
And C. Resicar.
So right now, this fire dude or whatever, ambulance EMT, is just stating the people's names that pulled up on the scene from his department. His squad or whatever.
Keith, you need a log? We don't have one yet? Okay, I'll grab one. I got one. I didn't know if we had it up yet.
As you could imagine, the police would have to document all those names in his report of this incident, so that's why he has to do so. That's why I kind of like this, because it's behind the scenes, you know what I mean? You get to see what goes on in some of these cases and things like that. These are the things that really matter in reality. Other things matter as well, like that we have touched base on, but these things are important too, because these are going on in our community. I live in Minnesota, but this is, you know, went on in Tampa, and, you know, some of the other situations are other places. So it's somebody community, and we looking at it. It's unfortunate. Again, I want to point out that some of the scenery is graphic, or audio that you're going to hear is graphic.
I saw somebody run.
Okay. Continuing this way?
Yeah, you go straight through the gate.
Okay.
Somebody fought. I was at the dumpster.
Uh-huh.
When I get, I take cover right away.
Okay. And he
I
ran.
take cover, yeah. I saw somebody go that side.
And straight across the street?
Across, yeah.
Okay.
Straight across.
Did you get any idea what he was wearing, or you just saw a shadow, or what?
Just a shadow passing.
Okay.
When I hear the shot, so I take cover and
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
And you just saw the one person run straight across the street? Okay.
This man was security.
Yeah, give me a second. I'll get it to you.
Working on maintenance. We're going to need maintenance because we had to take the door in. Check the kids. Open doors. Okay, I'll get
Call for maintenance to do something about the door. Crazy.
What do we got?
Our key was there when I looked at the body.
Oh, okay.
I was taking pictures of it. You guys want to snag it and bring it to you?
I got you.
Then I hear you traffic. I was like, yeah, I figured they figured it out.
She said he's lived here, so I was afraid he had a key, and Roland wasn't getting a response from the kids, so we booted it just to be sure. We weren't going to leave them. Kids were all in the back room. They're 10-4.
How old are the kids?
Looked like probably around 6, maybe a 2-year-old or something. There's a few kids in there.
I didn't see no kids, but the fact that they said that this man used to live here, I kind of, when I heard her say that, again, she was on the ground and obviously frantic because she got shot 4 times by this crazy man. But I thought that, I don't know, this shit's crazy.
There's about 3 or maybe 4 kids.
All her?
I guess. I don't know. She said it started.
I'm wondering basically why is she saying that this dude lived here. I thought she was saying that he lived in the apartment complex. But if, like, she was living in this apartment and he was living there with her, where's her mom?
Those aren't even run over.
Nah.
Either he dropped them, I doubt she did. She said she just came
Because
out.
he's 19 and she's 16 at the time of this event.
Well, no, she said it started around here. She pointed down.
Right, that's why I was wondering if she was babysitting, but from what I've seen, I'm going to look again, but from what I've seen, there's nothing about the children.
Here. And then she said she stood
Besides
still
in
and he
here.
She said he tried to kill her, and she ducked, I guess. And then she eventually got hit and dropped, and that's when he came back. These guys said he actually came back and shot at her again when she was on the ground. LT, I have bad news. You're going to be on my list. Yes.
It'll never swing down low enough to get.
Okay. Yeah, I have all of her statements recorded. So I have all of her statements recorded.
Yeah, that's.
So.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because I parked down there, I didn't see anything, and I heard people saying that I heard it, and I'm like, oh, I'm in the right place. And then
Yeah, that's why I came around and saw your car. I'm like, where's he at? And then there was some person trying to do like a 9-point turn. I'm like, oh my god.
Down there?
Get on my car.
You just want to tie straight to that?
Yeah, that'll work. I didn't know if we need to go more.
Her phone is
See,
down here.
and I'm thinking, because I looked up in a couple of other articles just now, I'm thinking that the reason why they don't really mention anything about the littler children in this case is because they're juveniles. Because I'm seeing nowhere about these children. Like, whose kids were they?
Keith, you were here a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, security said he saw one subject after the shooting run directly across the street northbound, so it sounds like the same way you tracked. That's all he's got for me, though.
Yeah, she's paralyzed now.
Sir, did you see him go over the fence in the other complex? Just across Arnold Palmer?
And see, that's really messed up because she was involved in sports. I believe it was track.
And then he disappeared?
So if she can't walk, she definitely can't do that. You know what I mean? It's just really unfortunate. Now, the Kwantedius Ross dude, right, the shooter, the ex-boyfriend, he claims that she lied about her age. But again, right after this, we're going to watch the interrogation, which is about an hour and 15 minutes. And you're going to, like, kind of hear about it. And it seemed like, to me, that he was in jealous rage. Like, there was an altercation in possibly a hallway or something like that. And, you know, instead of running towards him or being around him or whatever, right, the shooter, she went to a younger dude and was like cuddled up with him or something like that. And the shooter put his hands up, allegedly, this is out of his mouth, that he wanted to fight the younger dude. But then when it came to her, he was on some throwing bullets at her with a gun. So I don't know. Seemed like a jealous rage situation, but she is 16. Like, well, at the time she was 16. She's like,
I haven't checked under this car.
20 now. But sometimes this information is not released until some years later, after the case has been finalized and things like that. What's good, Tyrant's Bane? I did purchase your book, so it says it'll be here Friday, so I'm excited about that.
I probably drove right by him.
We're looking at a failed execution right now.
No, if he was already up front when I came through, so I'm gonna go no.
We're looking at a failed execution between a 19-year-old man and his ex-girlfriend, Emily Nelson, who is 16. That's why we're pulling up the age. Like, this dude couldn't find somebody that was his age. I know that's only 3 years, but it's just kind of weird. And also the fact that he shot her 4 times. He shot her twice in the face and once in the arm and then once in the side. And, you know, now she's paralyzed. She did live through the experience, but she's paralyzed now. So it's just unfortunate. Yeah, Tyrant, this is crazy. Definitely Terrence Bain.
Everything was down. Everything was point blank, it sounded like. Yeah, she said she didn't even run, she said she just stood still.
Oh, wow. Probably in shock.
I'm leaving the list right here.
Huh?
Leaving the list right here.
That's fine. How many times did she say?
She didn't know.
Okay.
But, I mean, most of them are right here when she was on the ground, it sounded like.
This one, the 380s.
Because he actually stood over her and shot her after she was on the ground.
Are 380s?
Shot her twice more. He was trying to shoot her in the head.
These are 9. Nice little pile there.
3 here, you got the 1 back here. I never really got anything past that.
Gloves are. These are the same gloves I wear, but they're not mine. I have mine. Mine are yellow. Who else was on scene? You, me, LT, OFD, Roland. I really don't want to start making phone calls because it's not going to help our crime scene. But we do need these kids taken care of. Because mom's going to want to go to the hospital probably.
He still thinks that that's her children.
Does she know where he stays now?
She doesn't. She said he used to live here. That's all she said. I don't know where Jeff got 5560 from. I wonder if they lived together in 5560 and she moved over here. But I said, where does he stay now? And she had no idea.
Yeah, sorry, so right in the face when I come walking up, I was like, oh, and you're like, yeah.
I didn't even see that, honestly. I saw the cheek.
So what happened?
I saw the cheek. I didn't see the holes. She came outside of her apartment. And he was standing there. Hold a 0. I guess they made it down to here. Said she didn't run, but they made it down to here. He shot her a few times. She dropped, and then he left. And according to the witnesses, he came back and put a few more into her when she was on the ground.
Can you call her back and give me
A few more into her? Or was there
that pile over there? I need her password. I can't get to her phone.
All right. Is that a picture of the guy?
I just put one of the articles to this case in there, basically just the same information that we're showing here. But yeah, I mean, this case is documented that she was 16 years old, so there's no way, even with a 6 and a 2-year-old, because when the police pulled up, they asked her about who was in the apartment or something like that, and she said or something, and then she said that she had 2 kids or something, and when the dude asked her how old were they, she said 9. And I'm like, but you're 16 though. So I don't know, but I didn't see them document any children in this that we've watched so far. But he did say that they were like 6 and 2. So it seemed like at some point they were trying to call like somebody for the kids.
I don't think so. That doesn't even look like her.
I'm just trying to find out whose children it is. Yeah, so now I think they finding out her identity. I watched this a few weeks ago. I've been wanting to bring this, but it was just a lot of shit going on, so I was like, fuck it. But we on this shit now. Fuck it.
Maybe in a different light, she'd look different. But no, I have no idea.
We really have nothing. I know we have
They can check the power lines.
They can check the power lines and stuff, and maybe the complex, see if you have anybody moving, and we can respond there. I have a track going right out of the complex.
Her name is Emily Nelson. Emily Nelson. Nelson.
Straight northbound.
And that's it. But, I mean, there's all dew on the fucking power lines. I see no footprints, no nothing.
We're about to look up. We'll check that.
Thank you.
Right.
I mean, he was on it until...
But the cop body cam that we're watching said that there was 2 children, a 6 and a 2-year-old, because he just said a minute ago, I don't want to think about having to call somebody for the kids, but because you know their mom's probably gonna want to go to the hospital. He had to have been talking about the shooting victim, and then he just looked at the cell phone showed his cell phone to somebody else and said that can't be her because she's darker or something like that. So probably at this point he didn't know that, you know what I mean? She was lying possibly about her age even to him, you know what I mean? And she could have done that for a number of reasons, But you start getting into trouble when you lie about your age, to other people. Like, as far as like if you're a younger girl and you're just trying to date an older man or whatever, the best bet is to be honest and date somebody in your range. But these things happen. But she probably was in fear of a few things. I believe that she was also on probation as well. That comes up in the interrogation portion.
You guys were doing pretty well.
Of the shooter.
Yeah, we got up to the south side of that complex, and then he didn't want to go right or left.
He might have possibly parked on Arnold Palmer.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I had nothing, but I mean, he stopped at that fence. Either there was a car parked there, but he said he has to drive.
But security was actually at the dumpster at the north end right here.
Yeah, that's a fact, Don.
Saw a car leave. So,
Yeah. Unless he fucking scaled that fence, I mean, they can.
It's possible. Enough motivation. Just trying to find out. The chief said that she was moving her legs on her own. Because when I was with her, she was like, I can't feel my body. So I didn't see if she got shot in the back.
She's like, ouch, ow, ow, ow.
Okay.
Like, I know it's going to hurt. So I'm like, all right, you can feel something.
She had a couple in her face, arm, side,
Like, she wanted
leg, and they took one. Some of them were holes, which I don't know where they went to, honestly. But one was a chunk that actually must have caught her. I mean, he definitely.
Well, he wanted to kill her, obviously.
Yeah, that's.
But she said she moved on some of them, or I guess her head. I'm assuming she was laying there.
So she's right when she's in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good declaration.
Yeah.
Man. Good Lord.
You got there 10:14.
I have hers.
Okay.
Security
Yeah, he was
said
quick
when
to go.
went out, saw a car black out, he's driving across the street to the extra storage place. The taxi guy with Yankee 12 November X-ray Charlie.
Same guy I just talked to? He said he saw nothing? Probably gone now. Alright.
Yeah, we just had nothing. I mean, we just going out there. That's it.
Hey, Greg, do you have her apartment number?
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Do you have her apartment number? She wants to go back to her apartment until the detective gives her something.
Yeah.
936. Yeah, yeah.
She want to go back to her apartment. She need to go to hospital.
Hey, Roland, I can't get into her phone to get contacts. Gigs, when you guys settle there, if you can try and get a passcode for me.
Doesn't seem like it would. Where's the wall at? Which wall is it? There's Thompson, right? Went right out of this complex.
They do suck though. They ain't really even doing shit. Exactly. People are walking everywhere, just contaminating the crime scene. Yeah, the security guard in there and all.
Give me a minute on her. She's still being transported.
The witnesses.
Morris, you good?
Where's that thing that keeps going on?
The camera?
Where's that at?
Right there.
Where's the? Yeah, but where's the?
We're between the lights.
And that's a fact. That's how evidence is lost. That's a fact.
Can you adjust the angle? Oh, okay.
So you wear it on your belt?
I do, because it was pulling on my shirt too much yesterday.
Stay tuned. Just trying to find the best spot for it.
It's actually pretty good. It can
Blah, blah,
Well, that
blah.
doesn't seem too unreasonable.
Now they're talking about their uniforms and shit.
About when you sit down much, is it dig into you much?
Yeah, it's no bigger than my spray holster.
You need 56 with him, or you want to go for
I can go up there.
But the problem with that is when you sit down in your car, it's getting your steam.
Went down my chest yesterday. We got my steering wheel. I ran 1018 of that shooting yesterday, and all I had was steering wheel.
I thought they were going to have something like this. It was going to be on the
It
mic.
will, but the battery only lasts for 4 hours, and when the battery dies, you can't talk. So next year, we're supposed to get new radios that when the battery dies, it'll pull from the radio battery.
Yep, he confessed. He did. There's like I said, an interrogation we're gonna listen to in a little bit.
But right now, they're all standalone.
We're almost done with this one.
I have a wire in the car, but if I use
it, you can. Then you have to reach down and
you go old. Well, no, you have to use that radio. You actually have to disconnect the mic.
Oh,
the mic is useless if the battery dies. So, like I said to them,
I'm glad we researched these properly.
Of all things to say that on.
K9 Sergeant Matt Rain.
I mean, the video is actually very good. That I will give them.
Well, I mean, shit.
It's all HD.
Right there,
the camera. I went to a call on Lescott yesterday, 22, about 5 houses away from where I parked. I went back and watched the video. You can hear the argument from the so it actually picks up a lot.
Right. Facts. That's a fact.
Black male, all black, short hair with a beard. Let me go up the. Where do you want? Oh, it said something about a picture. Her phone's still on the car.
Hurry that dude up a little bit. He just walking around.
Rolling, coming in. What's up?
I got contact information in here. Actually got a couple numbers for this guy. Kwam, whatever the fuck his name is. I got a few numbers for him.
I'm on, by the way.
Kwantedius, that's his name.
Yeah, I mean, we know who he is. We'll leave that for the detectives before we start going through it.
Yeah, so I didn't want to. I didn't have any locks or anything like that, but I figured the extra circumstances for the contact information.
No, that's fine. We'll leave that for the detectives who are already 51.
But
her phone's downstairs is locked, so I don't know. I just don't want to make too many calls. So I don't want people showing up.
Yeah,
I just want somebody to take that.
That's all I was concerned with. That's why I didn't want to say all that over the radio or anything.
Right.
So I mean, I had.
Let me look her up.
He did just take his sweet
If
time.
there's any history in the computer of mom's sister or something like that.
Yeah,
So
I didn't see anything like that. Like no mom or
her
anything like
last
that.
name is
Jones, is it?
Emily Nelson.
Emily Nelson. It wasn't Emily.
Let me look her up in the computer.
Oh
and
yeah,
see.
yeah. She's got a patch right here, actually. Oh no! Wait.
I don't know if that's her.
I didn't get a good look at her.
She was. It wouldn't look the same.
Yeah, because. Yeah, the kids are sleeping. I'm going back in bed.
Let me look her up in the S400 or in Lean Alarms and see what I can find.
Do you mind if I go run to my
So it looks like they grabbed the mother's badge off of the counter, maybe for work, you know, not like a police badge or nothing, but, and then they were like, nah, that's not her.
Real quick.
He said the kids are in there sleeping. And they found some contact information from Kwantedius. That's an ugly ass name. That's a fact.
We already have maintenance on board.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, the weak side about it being.
She was a football player? Okay. Wow, football?
The locks are still holding actually. They wound up being where the hinges are attached. Came right off.
What's good, DJ Craig?
Who's going to the hospital? When they sort her out and get her stabilized, see if we can find out a sole contact that we can get somebody to come watch these kids.
Facts. Let's speed this up a little bit. So they're going through the mail. It's crazy that they don't even know how old this chick is. They don't know how to contact the mother. Like, come on, bro. Y'all the police, right? Yes, they probably were her siblings. Yeah, she was probably babysitting. Mom went out or something. She clearly wasn't at work because her badge was on the table, child. So she was doing something, okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Probably because her mom also would have been pissed off. Think about it, like, what you doing in the hallway anyway with this dude and in this situation, period, when you supposed to be in the house watching the kids? If that's what she was supposed to do, babysit, right? But she should have known that eventually they gonna find out. I'm just surprised that, you know what I mean, they have a lot of technology and don't know shit. It's kind of weird. Right. Some loud ass birds. I'll speed it up a little bit, cause he ain't doing shit but just standing there looking.
Well, she said they used to live together, so that's why I was like, he still had a key. I wasn't.
She gotta be lying when she says that, cause I know this mother is not just letting this dude just stay at her house.
Leave it. Keith on the way down. She's like, you want her key? I was like, right. But what are those doing out there? You don't leave your boots out unless you're staying here for the day.
We ever, I didn't check to see if there's any physicals or anything like that here. But we have the ID on them and everything, right?
Yeah, I believe so. She gave us a close spelling. Jeff pulled them up. We'll have to get them positively ID'd, but we think we got them. I'm going to see if I can find her under the name she gave me or whatever's on that badge.
You wrote down on the badge?
Yeah, there's like school 8th grade diplomas with the name she gave me on the wall, so I don't know. I gotta look it up. Yeah. Unfortunately,
8th grade diplomas.
literally, her face was pretty disturbed. So it's hard for me to really tell you what she looks like. Let me see if I can find out. We have maintenance coming. The guy at the hospital is trying to get a contact number for the kids. Yeah.
Oh, understandable. She was shot in the face too, so that would have, the swelling would have, I don't know.
So we'll try and get it taken care of.
Alright, so now you're gonna walk back down the stairs and all that.
Are you able to pull your car around the far side of this crime scene so no one decides to go under our tape?
Alright, so that was the end of that one. Let's grab the next one and then we're done for today. Hold on, let me get these off of here. Okay. Now we're still on the channel Real World Police. Now, this is a brief, look at his arraignment hearing once he was caught, and then it's going to also be followed by interrogation of this man. But on screen, you'll be able to see, more scenes from the crime or whatever. But you'll be able to hear him talk about this incident with the police. Let's take a look.
Kwantedius Ross.
What happened to AVERAHLE Romero? All right. Kwantedius Ross, 17 CF 7447AO. One count of attempted second-degree murder with a firearm, one count of aggravated battery, great bodily harm, and one count of aggravated assault with a firearm. Reviewed the affidavit. Found probable cause. I think there's an arrest warrant. I'm sorry. Reviewed the arrest warrant. Found probable cause. Your bond set at no bond, with no contact with the victim, no return to the scene.
Right.
Were you interested in the services of the public defender? Did you want to represent yourself or hire a private attorney?
Public defender now, but I'd also like to hire an attorney.
Sure. You heard what I told that other guy, right? Just because I give you the public defender now doesn't mean that you have to stick with them. You can always hire a private attorney.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Do you have a job?
Not yet, no, sir.
Right. Any sources of
I agree with y'all.
income?
Yes, sir.
All right. How much? What do you have?
Over in Lakeland, Florida, I was working under the table.
Okay. How much money?
I was making 100 per job. Working for the landlord.
All right. Well, what I need to do is I need to figure out if you qualify for the services of the public defender. How much did you think you made per week?
I had just started, so yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll go ahead. I'll temporarily appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. Your bond on each is set at no bond with the conditions. Again, no contact with the victim and no return to the scene. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Could I speak to?
Judge, this case is this charge is attempt, so we'd argue that it reduces it to the lower level from a first-degree felony on Mr. Ross.
Any input from the state?
I think that's correct. I would just let the court know that he has an injunction, an active domestic violence injunction that's very close in time to this incident. So this may be some kind of DV context, I'm not sure. I would ask the court to actually review the affidavit in support of the warrant prior to setting just a standard bond to make sure that there's not some domestic violence overtones to it.
Have you had an opportunity to review the warrant?
No, Judge.
Or the affidavit?
All right, self-defense.
He said self-defense. I heard that.
I have. And this is... It's basically an execution that didn't quite work out. So if you want a bond on this one, I'll set your bond on count 1 at $750,000, count 2, $100,000, count 3, $150, count 4, $150, and all.
Hey, Nikwa, right now we're looking at, this is Kwantedius Lamont Ross. He is charged with the attempted murder of Emily Nelson, who is a 16-year-old. This man is 19. They had a relationship. He had shot her up 4 times, twice in the face, one in the arm and another time in the side. It's just crazy, but that's what we pulling up and looking at today.
All the same conditions, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
And Judge, that is.
All right, OFD, scene secure. Looks like gunshot wound to the face.
In her face.
I'm sorry?
What's your apartment number, baby? 1033. 1033? He chased after somebody else, too. He's trying to shoot them. I can't feel anything.
Okay, just stay calm for me as best you can. You said you live in 1033?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kwantedius Ross.
Spell for me.
I stood because he shot me first.
You said Emily Nelson?
Yeah.
What's your birth time? Just stay with me, okay? The fire department's in the neighborhood. They're coming around the corner right now. Here they come. Okay? Just stay still, okay? They're coming right now.
I also want to point out this channel that we're watching this from. You can find this on my channels under my favorite channels. I have playlists, or not playlists, but you know, where I'm featuring channels. They are in their own section. pretty much like my favorite channels on YouTube.
I think he tried to kill me.
Yes.
Hey Naomi, much love. Yes, she survives, but she is now paralyzed.
I'm gonna watch your hands. That's fine. Today's date is June 22nd, 2017. This is going to be a suspect interview with Kwantedius Ross in reference to OPD case number 2017-226894.
It's the confession portion, y'all. Interrogation.
Mr. Ross, how you doing?
Hello.
I'm Detective Geschke.
Ready?
Yes, it did. JW, it happened in Orlando.
Okay. I have your ID. Can you do me a favor? Can you just pronounce your first name for me? I don't want to mispronounce it.
Kwantedius.
Kwantedius? Thank you. Okay. My boss makes me fill out this form, okay? So just bear with me. I'm just going to ask you a couple questions here.
Alrighty. Is there any... Well, never mind.
What's up?
I was going to ask if they could put the cuffs in front of me. But...
No, unfortunately, by our policy, you have to be cuffed.
Kwantedius. What the fuck is a Kwantedius?
Sometimes it just helps if you lean back a little bit, kind of take that pressure off. And your date of birth?
Understood. It is July 20th, 1997.
Thank you. And where were you born, sir?
Born in Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit.
Moved down here before I was even a year old, so
okay.
I don't even remember Detroit. Anything.
You a Lions fan?
Huh?
You a Lions fan? No. Football fan? Oh, okay.
Some stuff may have been redacted.
And is this a current address for you, this 117 East Magnolia Street in Lakeland? Is that the best one for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Do you have a home phone or cell phone or anything?
No.
Are you working?
Well, I am, but it's not. They actually got me while I was at work.
Okay.
So,
where are you working at?
I was working with this guy named Brent. He does work over there in Lakeland, Florida. His family.
Salute Black Panther. Just to give you a really quick rundown, we're looking at a situation involving Emily Nielsen, who is the girl that's laying on the ground, who is shot up. She got shot twice in the face, once in the arm and another one on the side. She was dating a 19-year-old man named Kwantedius. She was 16. Appears to us that she was babysitting her younger siblings while her mom was out and this event had took place. We're listening to the interrogation part. We watched the body cam video and short news clips on it already, as well as we covered an incident with a police officer, not a police officer, I'm sorry, with a teacher that had video recorded students getting undressed in another, an area of the school or whatever. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison. He did get a downward departure. He was looking at a substantial more amount of time. However, they gave him a downward departure for some reason, and he was also, he will have to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life. That was in the earlier portion, but now we're looking at this Kwantedius situation where he had shot up this girl that he was dating. To me, it looked like jealousy type of thing. And throughout this interrogation and footage of the crime scene that we'll be looking at, you know, you'll kind of hear what helped me come to that, you know, kind of way of thinking.
He owns 160 different complexes and apartments there and stuff.
Okay.
So I work for the landlord.
Okay, I gotcha. Are you married, single, divorced?
Yep, that's how they found her.
Gotcha. Gotta ask.
Understood.
Okay.
Any kids?
Much
No, sir.
love. Right.
Before we go, I just gotta read you these, okay? Do me a favor, just answer yes or no.
Okay.
Thank you. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That's a fact. When I do these type of things, my numbers be lower because, you know, people like to pull up for drama, but it is what it is. I have a love for, you know, true crime. I don't love that it happens, but I like to look into it. I like to investigate it. So, you know, we're doing some more of that today. I don't know where we'll be at tomorrow or whatever, but that's a fact, though. People don't pull up for these type of things. However, they do say that I don't, you know, get to the bottom of anything. It's just really weird. But anyway, let's stay focused.
Anything you say may be used against you in court. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer before and during questioning. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you cannot afford a lawyer and want one, one will be...
The ambulance did pull up to the scene. I think it was like fire and rescue or whatever. We're just looking at footage of the body cam. We had just looked at the body cam earlier, but sometimes in these interrogations you'll be able to see the room, but in this video you're only going to be able to hear the audio, and it's going to just show you some of the footage from the crime scene, the body cam that we had just kind of watched. But I wanted to keep both separate because the audio of the body cam is important in itself, and then also this. So I can't control like that we can't see like him in the room and stuff like that, but we do have the audio of the interrogation.
Be provided for you before questioning without charge. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, Yvette, it was an ex-boyfriend.
How
It
far
looks
do you
like they had just broke up that day.
go in school?
Graduated Dr. Phillips High School.
Okay. Any college?
No, I didn't get to attend, unfortunately.
Okay.
Supposed
Any...
to go to Valencia, but
Gotcha.
they sent my transcripts and everything.
Any military?
No, sir. Thought about it, but no.
Which branch were you thinking of?
My dad was a Navy chef.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to be a SEAL, but
Tough guys. Tough guys. I'm telling you. Do you suffer from any mental disease or illness?
no, sir.
Do you currently take any medications?
Yes, I take I've been on Prilosec.
Kwantedius. Kwantedius. Lamont Ross.
For about over a year now. I have stomach ulcers, so
Okay.
Right? Facts, Black Panther.
couldn't do it. You know.
Yes. Sure. Yes, that is the boyfriend in the situation. Now, it's important to note that he was gone for about approximately 10 days where they were actively searching for him, and then they had gotten a hold of his whereabouts, and this is the interrogation of that.
Any other medications or just the Prilosec?
Pretty much just the stuff that reduces acid.
I cheated, actually. It's on the video, so like when I pause the video, it says the title of the video, and it happened to be in the title, so I just named it off.
Okay. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, sir.
But yeah, like imagine him being a child, like when he was a kid, right? In kindergarten or whatever, and the teacher asked him how to spell his name, or he had to write it on a piece of paper. Imagine the trouble. Come on, Kwantedios. Come on now, that is crazy. That is ridiculous. I would have been mad.
No.
Facts.
When I was a juvenile, yes, but
Kwantedius.
What was that for? Do you remember?
What the fuck is that?
Aggravated had a battery charge. It was like aggravated assault.
Oh, and the fact that he already has, you know, an assault on his record, you know, probably ramped up his points as far as this case went.
Dismissed. And I ended up.
Never mind. It was dismissed.
Well, actually, yeah, that one was dismissed, and then the felony charge was dropped by the state, but the school board kind of picked it up, so I just got expelled for a year. I went to an alternative school and was right back in public.
Was
school.
this an incident that happened at school?
Yeah.
What school was that?
I was going to Oscar J. Pope Elementary.
Facts. Abusive already.
Where's that at?
Over in Lakeland, 5th grade.
What's good, Tomas?
But, no, didn't do anything.
Facts.
School board.
Gotcha.
That's all juvenile.
Kwantedius.
Yes,
Am I
sir.
saying it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm just going to set this aside here and make sure
He
it goes
said
with
that
your stuff,
proudly.
okay?
Yes,
The way you
sir.
have it.
Yes, sir.
Do you know why you're here today?
No, sir. I've been trying to figure that out ever since they gave me a heart attack, quite frankly.
Okay. So you have absolutely no idea why you would be here today?
No, sir.
When was the last time you saw your ex-girlfriend?
Which one?
Emily?
Probably May 4th, I think.
Lying ass.
And you didn't go to her complex earlier this month?
No, sir.
Not at all?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you guys dating?
No.
You're not? How long did you date?
For roughly a year and a half.
A year and a half? How long ago did you break up?
We broke up
Right.
when I found out she lied to me about her age.
When was that?
Like February-ish. Yeah, because it was after Valentine's Day.
Okay. How old was she telling you she was?
Well, when I met her, she told me she was 16. Come to find out, when I met her, she was 14 years old.
Okay.
So, as you could definitely imagine,
So he didn't know the difference between an underage girl, like a 14-year-old girl, or even, you know, he dated her for all these years, you know what I mean, a year and a half, and he didn't know until she was 16. Bullshit. Okay? I gotta step away for a second, though. I gotta go use the restroom, but listen to this bullshit.
get away from me.
Sure. Do you know if she's dating anybody else?
No, not that I know of.
Not that you know of. Have you ever spoken to Emily's mom?
Once, and that was after the incident that happened May 4th at the school while I was there meeting with Keith Galasso, who was my former first period teacher.
Okay. What was the incident that happened at the school?
She, I saw her in the VPA building, and she looks at me like, what are you doing here, and this, that, and third. So I'm just like, you know, am I bothering you? Like, first, you know, hey, if anything. And then I guess she got mad at me because I was there. So we were talking. I walked her to a first period. Then I went back to the VPA. That's where I met with Keith Galasso, if you know who that is. And I was in there. I was in the room with him. And then after second period, I was getting ready to leave. And there was this guy. I was trying to talk to her for whatever she was mad at me about, trying to figure it out. Like, you know, I didn't do anything to you. Like, what are you upset with me? Like, you just saw me and you immediately, like, had a problem. So, you know, we ended up arguing in the parking lot, and she's chasing after me, pulling on me. She broke the bag I had and stuff. It's on camera at the school, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Do you know a boy named Trenton?
Trenton what?
Carson?
I think he goes to DP, yeah.
Facts. JW.
And when you say DP...
Dr. Phillips.
The high school?
Right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you know who he is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to be, I had him in my old class last year. I was a junior.
Does Emily know him?
She might, as far as I know.
Okay. And you're saying the last time you saw Emily was on May 4th?
The incident that happened at the school was the last time I actually saw her, spoke to her. Yeah.
Do you know what?
No, like I said, we're looking at, this is footage from the body cam. However, in this video, Real World Police decided to put, you know, the audio for the video, the audio for the interrogation, as well as the footage from the event that we already looked at, but they just put it in their video.
Apartment complex Emily lives in.
She lived in
Like I said, sometimes you could see the interrogation and sometimes you just get the
same
audio.
complex,
Which is what?
Willow Key Apartments.
When was the last time you were at Willow Key?
We moved out, but I was over there with a friend of mine.
Yep, that's facts.
But we moved out. My mom what happened was, she used to be on papers, and
That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking when was the last time you were at the apartment complex?
I don't remember the exact day. No.
Okay.
Deflected.
How long ago was it?
It was definitely the end
That's
of
a
April.
fact.
The end
I
of
know that
April?
much.
Okay, but you weren't there at any other time this month or last month?
No, sir.
Not at all.
No, sir.
Okay. Have you spoken to Emily recently?
No. She blocked me on everything, and I blocked her.
Do you know what happened to Emily?
Haven't heard anything about it. I haven't even had a cell phone since I got over to Lakeland.
Okay. Have you talked to any friends who
How do you block somebody when you've already been blocked? Like on Facebook, for instance, right? When somebody blocks you, you can't block them because you can't even see them.
know Emily at all?
No, not since I've been in Lakeland.
No idea what happened to her. Do you know she was shot?
Are you serious? So that's what this is about?
I
Wow.
asked you if you knew she was shot.
No, sir.
Not at all.
When?
Kwantedius.
This dude is a bad actor. Like, he really is.
You believe in God?
He was like, oh, wow, what? You're kidding me. What the fuck?
You pray?
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Every night.
Okay. What do you think my job is?
Well, you're interrogating me, so
As a detective, what do you think my job is?
to investigate
Okay. And for what purpose?
for the law.
Right.
I mean, what do you think the end purpose is? The end result that when I do my investigation, what do you think the end result is, ultimately?
I don't know.
Ultimately, people think that my job is to put people in jail. Why? Because they see that stuff on TV, they see it on those reality shows, that's the way they spin it, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you, all that stuff is wrong. That's only a part of my job. Ultimately, my job is to discover the truth. Good, bad, or indifferent, that's my job, to find the truth.
Facts.
And that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay? You pray every night, right? What do you pray for?
Pray for forgiveness. I'm a sinner.
Okay.
We all are.
Why are you a sinner?
You know, there's sometimes when I get angry. There's sometimes when I curse or swear. Sometimes when I need help, I need guidance. When I'm doing the wrong, I feel like I'm headed in the wrong direction. Or
What about when you hurt others?
hurt others in what way? Emotionally?
There's a lot of ways that we hurt people. We hurt people emotionally, physically.
Right, but I
Right.
felt like that was kind of suggestive. But even when I hurt others emotionally, I don't mean it intentionally. I know the Lord would understand that.
Okay. Because ultimately, we're human, right?
Right,
We make mistakes.
absolutely.
So when
Something
when we make a mistake, right, and we pray for forgiveness,
Yes,
and we're praying to God for, to put us back on that right path, ultimately. Who do you think deserves more credit, or more?
the Lord, obviously.
Obviously, always, above all else. But if you look at somebody that makes a mistake, who do you think should be looked more favorably? Somebody that makes a mistake and owns up to that mistake and is sorry for what they've done, or somebody that does something but doesn't tell the truth and denies
Facts.
it and kind of goes off that path and never really admits to it? Which person do you think deserves more favor?
The person who tells the truth, obviously.
Right? Obviously. Right? And again, my job is to find that truth. Good, bad, or indifferent. Okay? I think you know why you're sitting here today.
Jergens.
Okay? And my ultimate goal, okay? I'm not here to pass judgment on anybody.
Right.
I'm not here, because who am I to do that, right?
Facts, Cool Cat. Didn't ask if she died or anything.
I made mistakes in my life. Everybody has, right? Just trying to find the truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So have you? Wait.
I
So
know.
Have you spoken to her?
I have.
And she said that I did it.
When was the last time you were at Will Peak apartment complex?
I told you. I don't remember the exact day.
Okay. Was it this month?
No, sir.
Not at all.
No,
When was
sir.
the last time you saw Emily?
May 4th, the day of the incident at the school.
Not since then.
Not since then.
What about Trenton Carson? When was the last time you saw Trenton?
I believe I saw him at school.
He's a
He's in the
bastard.
VPA, I believe. He's in the magnet. Sings chorus before that. Because I was in the VPA. Keith Galasso. That's what his class is. Taught me how to,
So, I told you Emily's been shot. Do you know she's still in the hospital?
No, sir. This is my first time hearing anything about it. Truthfully.
Okay. When somebody's shot, right?
Yeah.
And somebody runs up to him, an officer. Hey, what happened? Right? That's usually the first question, because we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
That could be our interaction with that person when they're shot. Could be the last interaction that that person has with anybody on this earth. So the officer runs up to Emily and says, hey, who shot you? What do you think she said?
I'm guessing I'm sitting here because she thought I did it.
She didn't think.
That is absurd.
She didn't think. And let me tell you, the officer was wearing a body cam.
Facts,
and I saw it.
Niqua.
And I saw the look in her eyes, and I saw it when she said your name. There's no reason that she would give somebody else's name.
When did this happen?
Listen to me. There's no reason that she would give your name if she thinks she's laying there thinking that she's dying, or whatever the case may be. She's shot. There's no reason for her to give your name. There's no.
And I think he thought that, you know, when he stood over her and he shot her the 2 more times and they hit her in the face, that he probably thought, like, she did. It's no, you know, coming back from that or whatever. He's stupid.
Fight there. There's no I'm going to get back at him for whatever, being mad at him. There's only one reason. There's only one reason that somebody says a name as to who did this to you after they've been shot and they're laying there and they're not sure what's going to happen to them.
Facts.
And it's the truth.
I could imagine.
That comes out.
Facts, y'all.
Kwantedius, I want to know what happened between you, why we are here, what happened. Did you plan to go over and try and kill her or Trenton? Was it planned? Or did it just happen? Listen, if it was heat of the moment, emotion, and you lost your head because you saw him over there with her, I get that, man. But I'm just trying to find out why. That's why I'm here, to find the truth. And there's only one person who could tell me the absolute 100% truth as to why this happened. And I'm sitting across the table from him.
Why can't you tell me when this happened, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
This happened, and I'll give you the exact date here.
Okay, perfect.
June 10th.
Niqua.
Last Saturday.
It was
Perfect.
actually the 11th.
Okay, then. So there's no way I could have possibly did it.
Why?
I was in Lakeland. I have a friend named Mauricio Pena over in Lakeland, Florida. His girlfriend left. So his girlfriend left. Her parents also went away. I forgot where he said exactly they went. But he could tell you I was with him. His parents, well, her parents technically, left him the house for a whole week.
What's his number?
I don't remember his phone number exactly, but I did have it written down with my things back in Lakeland. He will tell you I was with him.
I agree, Nicolette.
Let me ask you this. Do you think he'd be willing to go to jail for you?
No, but he'd definitely be willing to testify and say I was with him.
Okay. So, who would you believe? A friend? Or somebody that was possibly thought they may have been dying, and on their laying there says the name of the person who shot him? Or another person that picks you out of a photo lineup?
You genuinely believe I did that?
We do things for a lot of reasons. And love, you would not be the first person to be sitting in that chair over a girl or a woman. You wouldn't. It happens. It happens every day. Relationships are complicated. And you're a young man. Right?
I didn't kill my wife who's a man with one arm.
You may love this girl with all your heart. You may be upset because she broke up with you, you broke up with her, or whatever it may be. I get it. Sometimes you go over there, you plan on one thing, hoping one thing happens, and sometimes things go sideways. I understand it. Okay? But again, I don't know what happened unless you tell me. Because you wouldn't be sitting here, okay?
Right. I'm trying to
A
figure.
judge has signed off on all of the charges, okay? If he didn't, you wouldn't be sitting here. But telling me that you didn't do it, you have no idea what's happening. In the end, when the truth comes out, how do you want to be viewed? Do you want to be viewed as a person who got swept up in emotion and did something spur of the moment? Or do you want to look like somebody that denied everything and look like somebody that's just cold, has no feeling, and just doesn't really care? How do you want to be viewed? You want to be viewed as somebody that made a mistake, or you want to be viewed as a criminal? How do you want to be viewed?
You want me to say I did something I
That's
didn't
a
do.
fact.
So,
Why would she say your name when she's laying there shot? Why would she say your
Well,
name?
he's gonna get to that, Niqua. We're about 25 minutes into an hour and 23-minute video. But in this interrogation, he's gonna kind of get to that. So basically, there was another younger male there. She had broke up with him, but we're gonna hear it in his version of words. But that's kind of what happened. She had ended it with him, and then was showing a younger male attention, like her age range, and he had got pissed off about that. He tried to fight the younger male, and then but when it came to her, he shot her and stuff like that. Now I do believe that he chased the younger male off with the gun, but I don't have that for certain.
Her name.
she told you she saw the person that did it.
When they asked him
'Cause there's
who
n-
shot you, your name.
You're saying no spite. This is someone angry at me because she lied to me about her age, and I'm trying to get away from her. Why would I go and shoot her? Does that make any sense?
And again, I'm gonna state that ain't no way in hell you were dating this girl when she was 14 and you dated her for a year and a half and you didn't know that she was younger than you significantly. Come on, bro.
Let me ask you this, okay?
Okay.
Someone that's been shot,
Yes,
okay? Why would they say somebody's name if they were just upset with somebody?
because they might not have.
They
saw
would
who
have
did
to-
it. They might have.
They would have to. There's no way they would say your name just because she's upset with you. There's no way.
So
You can try and rationalize it all you want, okay? You can talk around it, but the simple fact, when asked who did this after being shot, she gave your name.
I hear that. And I'm trying to comprehend
Exactly,
why she
Don.
would think I did that.
Because you did it.
Because there's only one reason.
Did he say that? I didn't hear that. Wow, if he said that, he's really dumb. If he said he walked her to class and he didn't know how old she was.
Was it an accident? Did she get in the way? What? Were you just so mad that you just lost control? What happened out there? I don't know.
Wow.
That's the question I can't answer.
He probably
Is
did.
why? I can
He
do
probably
the who,
did.
the what, the when, the where, the how. But when it comes down to the main reason of why, as good a detective as I am,
Because she
I
said
can't
my
answer.
name. It's like he say, she say.
There's more to it.
Okay.
Oh,
There's
wow.
more to it. But again, it comes down to the why, man. You truly want to be forgiven
Yep.
for what you did?
That's why the judge called it an execution gone wrong in the court at his arraignment.
This is a start. To
He
make
really
amends.
thought he killed her.
Because those people that you were staying with in Lakeland, right? The pastor and his wife?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Wow, so he shot somebody and then he ran out to hide with the pastor and the wife in Lakeland. Wow.
They're trying to put you on that right path, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But they can't do it for you. I can't do it for you. Your mom can't do it for you.
Starts with me.
Starts with you. Okay? And part of it,
They know me, though.
being nice, doesn't matter if they know you. Let me ask you that. These people
Salute Sky Atticus.
who took you in, right?
Okay.
How long did you know?
I've known Jane for 7 years.
Okay. 7 years.
I believe he was trying to shoot the boyfriend, the new boyfriend of, you know what I mean, Emily, the one that got shot. So, like I said, in a little bit, they're going to talk about what happened, and he's going to kind of state a little bit. He's going to state that he was trying to put hands on the new boyfriend of Emily, and again, he shot her.
Do you think if you didn't know her for 7 years that she would still take you in? The answer's probably yeah, because they're good people.
They're pastors.
And they're just trying to do the right thing. Okay? Trying to do the right thing. Okay? A couple words in there that are key. Trying, because we all try. Right? We don't just wake up in the morning and automatically do the right thing. If we did, I'd be out of a job, man. And I'd be alright with that. Because then I could go build something or do whatever. But the key word is try. And then doing the right thing. Even as a pastor, you think he makes mistakes?
Of course.
Okay. Right? But he owns up to those mistakes, right?
Right.
Part of being a young man is owning up to those mistakes. To get back on that path, it kind of starts here. Because that night that happened between you and Emily and everything that happened at the apartment complex, you got off that path. You may have been trying to get back on the path by doing everything, but it doesn't work like that. Once you get off that path, you got to make amends for it. To truly get back on the right path, you got to make amends for it. You can't just put it behind you and then go start doing the right thing again like that. It doesn't work like that, man. It just doesn't.
Yeah, he could request a lawyer and then the detective would have to immediately stop talking to him, right? But he's just talking and talking.
In your heart of hearts, if you're honestly sincere, if you want to make amends for it and you want to get back on that right path, it starts right here. And it starts with the truth. I can't do it for you. The pastor can't do it for you.
I don't know what that noise is in the audio, but
Kwantedius is the only one that can do it for him. So if you truly, in your heart of heart, want to get back on that right path.
The detective is all nice and apologetic and shit.
Not only get back on the right path, but get right with God.
They need to just send an angry ass cop up in there. See? Put hands on him and shit.
It starts here.
Banging shit around on the desk or something. They needed to do something. This shit is too... This dude is corny as hell, this detective.
And you know that. You know what I'm telling you. I'm not sitting here and I'm not trying to BS you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. There's no tricks. You know what I'm saying is 100% the truth.
Saying that if I say I did something I didn't do and then going to prison, saying getting back on the right path, saying I didn't do it, and then you still seem to think I did it, get convicted anyway, go to prison.
What are you afraid of?
I don't know if somebody is upstairs in the hallway of the where this interrogation is going, walking around with high heels, but I keep hearing like a or whatever, like a tapping noise.
What do you mean?
What are you
It's not me, y'all.
About telling the truth here.
Too nice. True. That's
Simple
true
question.
though, because if if he went in there on bullshit, dude could have just been like, I want my attorney or whatever, you know what I mean? Maybe it wouldn't have ended in them finding anything out. They got more patience than me though. I would have went in there cussing that dude. The fuck is going on?
Like I said, man, I can't do it for you. The
What's
pastor
good, a bitch tied?
You're the only one that can do it for you. But in the end, it comes down to how you want to look. You tell me the truth about what happened that night, at least that says something for you.
What's good,
At least
Lonnie
that says that
Clark?
you're man enough to own what you did, to admit that you made a mistake. And if you want to, ask for forgiveness.
Forgiveness ain't gonna
Hell,
help him.
if you even want to write Emily a letter asking for forgiveness, saying you're sorry, I got a pen and paper right here. She's not dead,
Thank God.
right?
Nah, he know he lying. You didn't double tap her in the head thinking that she was gonna live. You tried to kill her. Talking about some thank God. He
Can
bluffing.
you honestly sit there and tell me and be this cold and calculating? Somebody that you cared for and just sit there and deny it? Is that who you really are?
How do you know I did it?
Is that who you really are?
Hey, the information man. Shout out to you. Much love. Today we're just looking at a situation that happened with a man named Kwantedius, the ugliest name in the world, Lamont Ross, where he had shot his 16-year-old girlfriend. At the time he was 19. He claimed that he didn't know that she was underage. He claimed that she lied about her age. However, he had admitted to dating her for approximately a year and a half, so that would place her around 14 years old. It's just really ironic that he wouldn't have known her age. However, he had shot her twice in the face, once in the arm, as well as once in the side. He tried to execute her, and the judge had said this is basically a failed execution, well, an execution gone wrong. So, yes, it's crazy. So that's what we're talking about today. Earlier in the live, we had talked about a teacher at a school also in Florida. Both of these events today are in Florida, but the teacher was sentenced to 15 years in prison and had to register for life as a sex offender because he had recorded students at the school getting undressed and things like that. They call it voyeurism, something like that. I did not know anything about that charge, however, but when I had ran across the clip, I knew that I wanted to bring it over here and talk about it. So that's kind of what we've been looking at today. We've been staying on business, you know what I'm saying? So just to give you guys a quick rundown for those that are, you know, just tuning in. Yeah. Right now we're listening to the interrogation portion, though, of the Kwantedius Lamont Ross situation, where his victim was Emily Nelson, again 16 years old. She's now paralyzed because of this event. So we're looking at visually, we're looking at some of the footage that was in the body cam videos that we already went through our video. However, the audio is the interrogation part.
Okay. Then why are you acting like this? Is this who you are? Is this your true character? Is this the real Kwantedius Ross that's sitting across from me denying this, not owning up to his actions? Is this the real you in your heart of hearts? Is this you? Is this your character?
No, sir.
Okay.
Could you answer my question, please, too?
What's your question?
How do you know I did it? You keep saying, well, she said.
Thank you, the information, man. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Why would she say that you did it? Why? There's no reason for that.
He tried to. Well, he shot her in the head twice. He stood over her and shot her in the head twice.
There's no reason for that.
Crazy.
Do you know how evil a person someone would have to be?
Other than
to lay there
that he say,
after
she
being
say.
shot. After being shot.
I'm great.
You know how evil they would have to be to say that somebody did that to them when they didn't do it? Can you even wrap your mind around that? That's the type of stuff that you see in movies and books. But we're not talking about movies or books. How evil and just how far gone a person would have to be to do that to somebody.
To lie about their age.
Okay.
And possibly get me in trouble for that, even.
Who hasn't lied about their age?
Okay, but that's...
Who hasn't lied
Wow.
about their age, right?
Listen to how the cop minimizes it, unless he's trying to get him tangled up in some shit.
Let me ask you this. Lying about somebody's age. Are you really going to equate that to lying about who shot them when they're laying there after they've been shot?
But that's not answering.
Right.
Come on now. Think about that. Right? Every day.
Facts.
People out there, they tell some white little lies. They did, you know, hey, I'm sorry, I can't make your party. I've got other...
He is kind of just freelancing it. I feel like the detective's just throwing out random questions a little bit.
But maybe they didn't really want to go. Right? Those are a little kind of
But
white...
maybe that's the best way he could get through the video. Maybe he wanted to have the approach like yelling and screaming or whatever, but, you know, obviously that may not get, you know, a confession, you know. And then another thing, like each interrogation would have to be different, right? Because the person that you're interrogating, like this dude, how he talks really proper and, you know, he makes it kind of seem like, oh, I'm doing this, that, and the fifth with my life and I believe in God and all this and that. You know, so maybe he just took a different approach for that. I'm just saying.
Lies
like,
that people tell.
I don't know.
So they don't want to hurt people's feelings. Maybe she liked you. Maybe she really liked you and thought, if I really tell him I'm 14,
yes,
it might scare you away.
I know that.
Maybe that's how much
she definitely don't deserve it, but I would encourage people to, you know, especially if you're underage, to tell your appropriate age or don't lie about it.
Cared about you. Right?
I'm not saying that she did. That could be just what he's saying, you know what I mean, to minimize the situation. I think he's already shown that he's, you know, that's kind of what he's on, minimizing the situation. Oh, what? She got shot? I didn't know that. Or whatever, however he responded, that shit was corny as hell.
And I could understand that.
And she made a mistake. right?
Yeah, but did she apologize for it?
I don't know.
She ran around telling her friends I was crazy.
True.
Why? Because I don't want anything to do with you?
Okay. Teenage girls.
I don't believe they had the weapon at this time.
Right?
Right.
Teenagers in general. Girls, boys.
But in reality, you don't have to have the weapon all the time. I've seen people go to prison and they didn't have the gun that was used in the murder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that teenagers are known for making rational decisions?
No.
Absolutely not.
Not all the time.
Right? High school. How many mistakes did you make in high school? Too many to count, right?
Too many to remember?
We all did.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Why? Because we haven't matured.
He's
We're
a
human.
scrub.
We haven't
Yeah.
fully matured yet. It's a process.
Facts.
14? At 14, if you really wanted
He
something,
didn't shoot her because of her age, though. It's about to, like, when we get about halfway into it or whatever, I think up in this, yeah, this is the confession part. So right now we're still in the interrogation part. I like how they made these little brackets here or whatever. But, yeah, so when we get into confession, that's when a lot more comes out, and then you'll kind of see where I'm saying it was more of a jealousy thing. At the end of the day, he knew he was well aware of her age, in my opinion, and just used that as an excuse, because even if she was underage, that does not mean that you should be able to shoot her. But, you know, as a way to minimize it or whatever. Again, I think that it was about jealousy when they get into that, but we got a little ways till we get
right?
there.
You would do just about anything to get it, would you not? Just about.
Got about 13 minutes left of this part.
Okay. So maybe she really wanted you. So she thought maybe telling you a lie.
Definitely.
Maybe by the truth that came out, it wouldn't matter. I don't know. I can't answer that.
Yeah,
but you
that's
can't
a
equate
fact.
that to her lying their shot, saying your name. It just doesn't work.
Okay.
With no body? Damn. Damn, they didn't even have a body?
About something like that.
Damn.
She wouldn't. You wouldn't. I wouldn't. Nobody would. You'd have to be a diabolical, evil person.
So you're saying people haven't done that?
I haven't known one. There's only one reason someone answers that question. Hey, who shot you? And I'll tell you right now, there's been guys on the street guys the entire life, been shot. I don't know if they're scared, they're afraid to die, whatever it is. Hey man, who shot you? They give up names, man. Those guys, corner boys.
So those two siblings that were at the house that night, the two children, those had to have been her siblings. She was probably babysitting.
You know what I'm talking about. Those guys slinging dope, out there doing the wrong thing, robbing people, right? Those guys get shot. Hey man, who shot you? I've been there when people have taken their last breath. Hey, who shot you?
Facts.
Even they tell the truth at that point.
Yeah. She was probably worried about what her mom would say or something.
Again, man, I'm not trying. This isn't a trick. I don't have to sell you anything here. I don't even have to convince you. I'm looking at you. You know what I'm telling you is right on point. You know what I'm telling you is 100% the truth.
And that's why I wish we could have been able to, I wish we would have been able to see him, you know what I mean, just to see his body language. I do like to peep people's body language and things like that, but, you know, again, we can't, I didn't want to pass up this case because we couldn't see him in the interrogation, but oftentimes you will be able to see them.
Other than, oh, she said you did it.
There's other things in there. I'm not going to get into them.
So you can't tell me.
I'm not going to get into them because it doesn't matter. You can read about them. You get copies of the affidavit and everything. You can read about it. There's no problem. It's not a secret. You can read about it, but I'm not going to sit here and debate it with you and go over every single piece of it so that you can ask questions and try and distance yourself from it. I'm not going to do that. Because the simple fact is, we both know the truth. I just want to know why. What happened? You ever know anybody that was paralyzed?
My mother's fiance's mother.
Okay. Can I ask how that happened?
She had a few strokes. She's paralyzed from the waist down. She lives in a house by herself. Rats and roaches running around.
There is no video with him in the interrogation that I found so far. I just looked again, but if I find it, I'll post it. I definitely will.
Good life. It's not right.
That's a fact.
Every time, did you ever go over to her house?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever spend any real time with her?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever see how much she struggled?
Struggled how?
With everything. Being paralyzed.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't pretty, was it?
What's good, Uncle Shug? Right now, we're looking at a situation where a man who was 19 shot his girlfriend Emily, who was 16. He claims that he didn't know her age and things like that. He shot her 4 times, twice in the head, once in the arm, and once in the side, over basically jealousy. But we're listening to the interrogation portion, and then earlier I pointed out a teacher who was a predator and a sexual predator of children. He was recording little girls changing their clothes in the bathroom in a changing area at a school. But right now we're looking at this attempted murder situation, this execution that went wrong. Kwantedius is being questioned, and we had already looked at the body cam, but his victim is alive. She is paralyzed, however, and stuff like that. He claimed that she lied about her age, even though he'd been dating her since she was 14, and he is 3 years older than her. So it's just kind of crazy, but yeah, we on this today. But shout out to Uncle Shug. I did start reading your book, and it's good.
So you think if she would
shout
have
out to you for that.
had one wish, what do you think it would have been? Right? To go back and change that, right? So that she wasn't paralyzed. So she could live her life, so she could walk. She could dance at her kids' weddings, whatever the case may be. She can clean her own house. Do you know Emily's paralyzed?
How would I know that?
I asked you if you knew it.
No.
Right, he
No
did
joke.
know her age. He
100%
had
the
to
truth.
have.
She's paralyzed. So all those struggles that Mildred had, Emily's gonna face. Somebody that you once cared for is now paralyzed. She's gonna have to learn to do just
That's
about
a
damn
fact,
near everything all over again. Her life is forever changed.
Yeah, he did. He that's what concealed ringleader said. And Don said that he said he walked her to class. I might have missed that part though.
That was you?
But I thought I heard that. I heard the school brought up, but I'm sorry.
Would you lie about who did that to you to get back at somebody for breaking up with you? Or would you tell the truth to make sure that that person was brought to justice?
Oh, he did? I'm going to have to go watch it.
You really?
I'm going to have to go watch it. Damn.
They have to think about that? You really have to think about that?
Well, on my downtime, I'll catch up.
It's not the
Are you serious? Do you really have to think about that? Are you that far gone that there's no reaching you?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
You look at my face. You think I'm lying?
No.
You think this is a trick?
But
It's not. She's paralyzed. She's never going to walk again.
Let me get the link for this video, too.
Somebody that you cared about. Somebody you had feelings for.
There's the link to the video as well. Again,
Do you think
can
she would lie because
you can find this channel in my favorite channels area.
Broke up with her, she
on
broke
my
up
pages.
with you over that, and let somebody who really did it to her walk away and not be caught? Does that make sense to you? We can go grab anybody in the building, bring them in there, sit them down and ask them that same question. What do you think they're going to say? What do you think they would do? Do you think they're going to blame somebody for a breakup? Or do you think they're going to tell the truth so that that person is caught? They get the person that's responsible for what they did to them. Which one do you think they're going to choose?
they're gonna choose the person who did it if they know
Which
who
one are
did
you
it.
going to choose?
I would choose the person who did it if I know exactly who did it.
Okay. Right?
Right?
So if she's saying your name, what does that tell me, based on your reasoning? That she knows who did it.
Okay.
Again, we come back to, you want to get on the right path? It starts here. I see it, man. I see it. You're welling up. You're fighting them back. Because you know.
I'm about to cry.
You know what you did that night. Forever changed her life.
This is why we needed to be able to see it.
Forever changed your life.
But maybe when the police released it, they didn't, you know what I mean? They didn't have the audio. Because normally Real World would have showed that, Real World Police. But
I just want to know why, what really happened out there. And you're the only person who can tell me. That's it.
Exactly.
There's
I
no
agree,
tricks.
Nick.
There's no games to this. There's no screaming and yelling. There's nothing. There's just two guys sitting at a table trying to find out what the truth is. Why this happened.
Oh, so he pointed out that, like, they just talking. Basically, that, you know, he's not screaming and yelling at him. It's just two men talking. So he is trying to have that calming approach. Because you'll probably get more. No, not all the time, like how they show on TV, how there's an angry-ass cop or whatever. You know what I mean? Do you get to the bottom of shit? And then if they would have fucked up and he, like, put their hands on him or whatever, he could have used that to minimize his case. Possibly.
And the only person who can do it is you. You gotta ask yourself, what type of man do you really want to be?
Shot her twice in the head. He tried to kill her.
Doing the right thing is never easy.
What's good, Behind the Bar? Shout out to Behind the Bar. Y'all check out his channel as well. Check out the Information Man Show's channel. He's got great content over there as well, as Uncle should.
Being on the right path or getting back on the right path takes a lot of work and a lot of courage. If it was easy, then like I said, everybody would do it. But the people out there who try and take the shortcuts and do all that, where does it end up? Where do they end up, normally? In trouble,
Dead, incarcerated.
incarcerated, on the outs with family, whatever the case may be. On the outs with God. Right? It's not easy. You gotta ask yourself.
Exactly, Nikwa. Exactly. He's disappointed that those shots did not take her life. And it's a good thing that she is alive, though, because let's just say that what if they found her just dead right there, and, you know, based off of like what the security guard was saying, he didn't have the dude's name or nothing like that. So they really wouldn't have gotten as much information. It may have taken them longer or whatever to get to the bottom of it. It's unfortunate, though, that she had to, you know, be paralyzed because of this sick ass dude that, you know, clearly has jealousy issues. We're going to get into that too. They're wrapping up right now the investigation process, and then we'll lead into the confession.
Heart of hearts. Who you really are.
So at the end of the day, the way that the cop is talking to him, even though it's irritating, you know how calm he is and shit, but it got to a confession. So,
and what path do you truly want to be on? It's one thing to say that we all want to be on the right path. What's that saying? You can talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk, right? Talking's easy. The actual doing, that's hard. Do you think the pastor has an easy time?
Of course not. Makes it hard on himself sometimes, but of course not.
We all do.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're all our own worst enemies. Because we make mistakes. We let emotions get the best of us sometimes. We don't think things through. We lose our temper. All of these are reasons that we kind of stray off that path.
yeah, he got to the bottom of it. I'll give you that, Don. I'll give you that.
Search for the truth, my friend.
So that imagery of her laying there like that is fucked up.
We gonna find the truth here today?
You have the affidavit?
With me? No. The affidavit, you'll get a copy when you get booked in the jail. If I'm telling you wouldn't be sitting here. If there was any doubt in my mind, you wouldn't be sitting here. The judge wouldn't have signed the warrant. Those guys, work in Orlando, wouldn't have driven all that way to Lakeland to find you, and then driven all the way back here. It's all about doing the right thing. So what do you want to do, Kwantedius? This is your chance. To explain why. And I told you, I'll give you my word. Pad of paper. I've got the pen.
Wow, Don.
You want to write Emily a letter apologizing?
That's crazy, Don.
Ask for forgiveness? I'll let you do that.
I agree.
What's it going to be?
That is harsh.
Do you truly want to be the man that you want to be? Or you just want to say that you want to be that man? Which is it that you really want to do? You want to say that you're that person and appear to be that person, or you truly want to be that person? Which is it? Because a lot of people want to just say that they're that person and appear to be that person, but very few have the courage or the strength to actually become that person they want to be.
Damn.
Which is it with you?
It is. It really is.
Only you can answer that. Kwantedius. Which is it?
It definitely is. Here, I'm gonna cover this part up because we've already seen this. But I want to be able to hear. Fuck, I don't even got nothing appropriate to put. Cause I ain't trying to be triggering, but we definitely got. I mean, damn. So I can't drag motherfuckers, and I can't. I can't look into true crime. Damn. Can I do anything out here? I'm just playing.
Are you that far gone that you just don't care? That her lying about your age, or about her age, do you think she really deserved to be paralyzed? Still be in the hospital?
Shout out to Tree Radio TV. Or Tree TV Radio. I always say that backwards.
You think she deserved that for lying about her age?
I swear.
You come from a single parent, or were both parents still together?
Yeah. She played football.
Sorry about that. So you were raised by mom?
What's good, Misfits? All right, we're about to get into the confession in about 3 minutes.
Okay. Where's Emily's dad at? Do you know?
She said she didn't know where he was.
Who she lived with?
Her mother.
Okay. Think of the struggles that your mom... How many brothers and sisters do you have?
2.
Okay. So your mom had 3 kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many siblings does Emily have?
3.
Okay. So now her mom's got one more child to worry about, right? Than your mom did. Now think about if you, or God forbid, one of your other siblings was hurt, paralyzed, whatever it may be. How much of a strain do you think that would put on your mom? How much do you think she'd have to struggle? You saw your fiance's mom, Mildred, right? The struggles that she had?
Yeah.
As a parent, what do you think's going through her mom's mind? Because now you got medical expenses, trying to get her around.
Hey, Lavina.
Just think about that.
I know. I know. Ay, ay, ay.
Did you go over there to kill her? Was that the plan?
I wish they would stop showing this part, bro.
Did she hurt you that bad that you planned to go over there and just kill her?
Alright, confession is starting now.
Did you? Was that your plan to go over there and just kill her? And be done with it? Did she really hurt you that bad?
That's what I'm saying, Don. But you already know. Imagine.
Alright, Kwantedius.
I paint the wall for my kids.
Alright.
Period.
You're good.
No, I'm not good. But
I'll bite.
this only works.
Can I speak?
Please.
I'll bite. No, that wasn't the plan.
Okay.
I didn't go over there to hurt her at all.
So why'd you take the gun with you?
Always keep it with me for my protection.
Okay. Why do you need a gun for protection? Do you
In
have
Orlando,
do you have problems with people? Do you have a beef going on with somebody I don't know about?
That's kind of another thing.
Okay. What kind of gun do you carry for protection?
Can I speak?
Please.
She tried to blackmail me.
Wow.
How did she try and blackmail you?
She lied
This nigga said she tried to blackmail him.
to me about her age.
Okay.
Then when her mother found out,
Mm-hmm.
she threatened to tell her mother that I slept with her.
Okay.
Statutory rape.
Okay.
Even with that, plan was for me to go over there and talk to her about it, to calm it down,
Okay.
get her not to try that, to get back at me. It's funny how you said out of spite.
Okay.
She was very spiteful.
Okay.
She did try to stab me in the back even after she cheated on me. No, I didn't plan to go over there, kill her, assault her, shoot her.
Okay.
Trent pushed me.
The ambulance already been called. This is just video footage.
I came back at him. She pushed me. She slapped
She's
me.
already out
Okay.
of the situation.
That's when I pulled it.
Okay. Where did you see Trent at? Where was Trent at?
He hopped out of a white car.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they had planned to do that, to meet up.
Okay.
She snuck out again.
Mm-hmm.
And unbeknownst to me, he's there. And I'm like,
Okay.
so you had me come over here for this?
I
And I
swear.
watched people talk about it, seeing it on the news like they knew everything. Oh, he's crazy. He's this, he's that. Not crazy.
Okay.
People don't know anywhere near as much about it as they think they do or they want to know. They get one side of the story. Oh, we know everything.
Okay.
But no. She struck me. I was already mad as it was. Did I plan to pull it even with that? No.
Okay.
It wasn't worth it. When he pushed me,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pull it on him.
Okay.
I put my fist up like a man.
Okay.
Especially considering he's younger than me. I'm not going to let some boy... No.
So when it came to the boy, right? And he's talking about a different boy that the girl was interested in, like she was dating now him. In reality, she had broke up with this dude and that's why he shot her. But so when it came to the boy, you want to fight him, but you hurling bullets at this girl.
He pushed me.
I mean, no gun should have been used, period. Dude should have never been involved with this underage girl that I don't give a fuck what he says. He knew damn well her age. You don't date a 14-year-old and be, you know what I mean? My daughter's about to be 13 next month. You feel what I'm saying? And I wish a motherfucker would tell me they didn't know her age.
Came back at him, lunged at him. She pushes me. She smacks me. I pull it. He takes off running. He goes, oh, Dad. Takes off running, leaves her.
Okay.
Unbeknownst, yes.
That's what made me pull it. Shot at him. He ran.
Okay. How many times you shoot at him?
Shot at him twice. Once, twice. Before, but he ducked into the hallway. He ran across past the lake.
So what happened with Emily?
Because she smacked me, I shot at her too.
Did you hit her?
Obviously.
Where did you shoot at her? What part of her body were you aiming or pointing the gun towards?
I just pointed it at her and pulled it.
What happened to her?
I don't know. My mind went blank. Shot at her. Ran away.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you shoot at her again? Or just one time?
Shot at her. Literally about emptied the magazine and just started shooting.
Okay.
Mind went blank.
What'd you do with the gun?
Threw it.
Where?
Think into a bush.
Where? In the apartment complex? Where?
It was along the trail in the back near that river.
Okay, near the river, so behind the apartment complex?
Facts. And yes.
Okay, so you're going back towards like Eagle's Nest Park?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Describe the gun to me. What?
It's a 380, but I think you knew that.
What make is it?
I believe it was Ruger.
Was it? What color was the gun?
You know what color the gun was, man.
Just seeing if you're telling me the truth. What color was the gun?
It was black.
Okay.
Yeah, I have remorse. Thought about it every night since then. But the reality of it is,
Right, exactly, Nicolette.
she knew I had it. She knew I had it all the time when I was around her. She didn't feel any danger knowing that I carried a gun. I'd never hurt her.
Well, you did today.
Out, okay, not only did you cheat on me, but now you're trying to be slick in my face. You tell me to come over so we can talk about it instead of you saying, oh, you know, trying to tell the police, call the police on me saying I raped you or something like that, or that. And you bring this kid here, trying to hug him, kiss him in my face. Why bring me over here for that? What was the point of that?
There's no reason.
But no, it wasn't premeditated. I didn't think, oh, I'm going to go over there and just kill him. No, of course not. We live in Orlando. You know about all the crazy things that happen all the time.
Absolutely.
It's not really a surprise that people are carrying guns.
Sounds like it, yeah. Because
No.
he asked him that question and wanted to know if he was going to lie to him about it. So they very well probably have the gun.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I wish that wasn't the case. Because I bet you probably wish you weren't carrying that gun that night. Right? If you didn't have that gun that night, maybe neither one of us are sitting here.
Not necessarily. Mine went blank. Without a weapon, there's no telling what I would have done.
Can you describe that to me?
Describe what?
You said your mind went blank.
Literally, I kid you not. I tried to walk away. When she runs from out of the hallway, she jumps into his arms after talking to me. I tried to walk away. I walked to the end of the hallway. But it made me so mad, and it just didn't sit right with me. Like, hey, you did me wrong. And I feel like you're trying to literally play the victim to everybody. Like, oh, you know, he's crazy. And if that, you know, like, I tried to walk away from it. But that just, the entire situation. And longer and longer, I would find out more and more.
What is all cap? Jaded. What is all cap? I don't know how you fake this.
About it, about what was going on even behind my back. I graduated. She's still at the school. She's telling me one thing, entirely different thing is going on. People know about it. You're making me look like a fool because you're cheating on me.
Right.
Then I leave you, and not only are you throwing dirt on my name to everybody. But now you're literally trying to get me jammed up, playing with my life, trying to get me thrown in
Oh,
prison.
okay.
And you lied to me.
Dude's full story is cap. Yeah, I
About
feel
your
you.
age. I didn't know that. It'd be one thing if I knew, you know, she was 2 years younger than what she
Right.
really was, obviously. And that's why as soon as I found out it was definitely, get away from me. But then
okay.
you kind of, okay,
I'm not familiar with the name, so I thought it was just, you know.
I'm going to tell. And that's what they do.
Okay, yeah.
You bring me over there in the middle of the night.
What's good,
I go and
Dorillis?
talk about things, and you're going to stop literally trying to threaten to tell the police I slept with you and this, that, and the third for that. Then she struck me.
Yeah, he should get life though, like.
And that was just the final straw.
Or death, shit. You know, in reality, this is a child. At the end of the day,
That was just more than you could bear.
and then they probably didn't even charge him with, you know what I'm saying, the fact that he was having a sexual relationship with this underage girl because of the, like, attempted murder or whatever. I don't know. Sometimes, like, they'll kind of, like, sit charges like that down for some reason. I don't know. I think they should have charged him with everything they could have threw at him.
Because I know in my right mind.
Oh, okay.
As I was doing it,
Shout out to you, Jaded. My bad. Salute.
I wasn't thinking.
Yup.
She hurt you that bad.
In that moment, yeah.
I get it. I get it, man.
Well, you can take me to prison now, I guess.
Okay. Do you want to say anything? Do you want to apologize to Emily? Do you want to say anything? Do you want me to pass a message on to her?
Like I should be the one apologizing, right?
You know, this no remorse
just
type
want me
of
to
shit
stand as
is
if-
gonna look real bad in court. The fact that he just, like, don't give a fuck, he really doesn't care. It's not gonna look good.
It's up to you. I'll respect whatever decision you make.
What difference is that going to make?
At this point, I can't say. I don't know.
I could say I'm sorry, but you, oh, I'm the one in the hospital bed, you're sorry. Like, you provoked that. You provoked that.
Right. Do you want to say anything else? Do you want me to know anything else?
Oh, I didn't think about that either. Yeah, crimes of passion. He gonna probably get less time.
I'm willing to listen.
But that's more of a reason to throw the situation, or why in the fuck he was fucking on a 16-year-old girl to begin with anyway. Originally, when they started dating, she was 14. Like, you mean to tell me this man couldn't tell the difference? Still, I'm saying, like, what?
You want to tell me whatever you want to know?
Like, fuck a mitigating circumstance as to why, you know what I mean, would get him off or get him a lighter sentence. He needs the book thrown at him. Fuck that shit.
I'm willing to listen.
If you're looking for loyalty or whatever, I'm not saying that children can't be loyal. I don't know what to believe, like, far as his story go, you know what I mean? But if she was cheating on him, you shouldn't have been with a underage child anyway. You should have been with a grown-ass woman in that situation, you know? Period. But you might even get cheated on still. Like, motherfuckers get cheated on. It happens, bro. The hell? What's good, Lee Q?
I moved out, moved away with my two brothers, left me, and I'm the youngest. Like, I'm trying to do something with my life. I'm trying to go to college. I'm trying to.
Yeah, but still, that, you know what I mean, when he turned 18, that would have definitely been an issue, you know what I'm saying? He was 19 when he did this, his confession, and then she was 14 when they first met. So I'm just saying, I don't know. It's weird to me, but when he claimed that he didn't know that she was 14, like, period, that's weird. I don't know. And I wouldn't let my daughter date a motherfucker that's, you know what I mean, older than her like that. I'm sorry, that's not gonna fly. Or my son, in reality, you know what I mean? My kid, well, I got 2 older sons, but yeah, they ain't been on that either. So I don't know, it's just weird.
Lost everything. And then for some time, she was pretty much all I had left. So for you to start doing what you do.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But when, you know what I mean, depending on, I'm just saying, it's sick, period, point blank, as to why a man that's 19 would want to even be with, you know, somebody that young. I don't know. It's weird to me. I'm just saying, period, to me.
I leave you, and then you're putting me through even more because of it. But it's like, do you not realize things wouldn't be the way they are?
Like, and then it just led to her getting shot up, and now she's all fucking paralyzed and shit. You know what I mean? I get it. People date, you know what I mean, and all that. But it's just, this situation is just weird. And then the fact that he was, like, lying about that he didn't know. Like, can you tell the truth about anything?
One, if you had been honest, real, but, you know. So there you have it.
How come you didn't move with mom?
She didn't want me to.
Yup, immature.
She went around looking for new places to move into the whole time. I was working at a Panda Express, moving around. You know, she's going around with a friend looking for places to move into. I'm like, hey, you know, we're scrambling money to get, because they're basically trying to evict us. Because she was on paper for, since like 2001, she got off before we moved over here to Orlando, and it came back up, and they're just like, you know, the complex was under new management. They decided they didn't want her because of her history.
Yeah, I think he knew. Ain't no way.
Stay there, but by then it was too late. She had already went around the city.
Thank you, Leak. But earlier we also looked at a school teacher that had recorded underage, you know, obviously students at the school that he was, you know, teaching at or whatever. I think he was also a track coach, but he had recorded students getting undressed, and he was charged with, let me go really quick, because I don't want anybody to forget about that story as well. It was, we covered, he was in court, but basically a former Bloomsdale high school teacher who pled guilty to secretly recording students in various states of undressing was sentenced by Hillsborough County judge to 15 years in prison plus on the sex offender registry for life. Mark Ackett, it looks like, was charged with 324 counts of video voyeurism, which is the recording of children to use later, you know what I'm saying, on some, like, you're interested and you're aroused on children, and also passing it to other people, some shit like that. And he would have faced life in prison. However, they gave him a downward departure, which gave him 15 years in prison. Prosecutors say that the teacher, which was also a former fashion designer and girls track coach, planted cameras and cell phones in the room that students used to change clothes. And in 2018, a student discovered a cell phone that appeared to be recording video inside of the dressing area at the school. He took the stand and he had spoke for like 10 minutes in the court process, but we had kind of just honed in on where the judge was addressing the case and all the shit that she threw at him. Although they gave him a downward departure, which means that they cut his prison time substantially. in hopes that like he wouldn't reoffend. However, if he does reoffend, then that, you know, downward departure would be thrown like to the side because he would still have to go serve a whole bunch of time in prison, which, you know, they had kind of held to the side. I don't understand why they're giving all this grace to motherfuckers that are violating children or whatever, but we had covered that case as well. So yeah,
Behind my back, looking for places to move into.
Much love.
Nowhere. Literally a
Shout
few
out
days
to
before
Intentional
she
Ray.
moves, oh, we're moving into Grand Reserve.
Very
And the funny
sick.
thing is, it was my idea to move into Grand Reserve.
Much love, Don. Thank you
She's
for
telling people,
being
oh,
with
well,
us.
he didn't help pay to get into the place. How am I supposed to help pay to get into a place if you never tell me?
Much love, the realist.
What Panda Express were you working at? The one across the street there?
Swingers.
Yes, sir.
How long were you working there?
Mm-hmm.
For about a month and a half.
So basically, mom just didn't want you there for whatever reason. She was just picking up and moving. Your other brothers work?
Yeah.
What do they do?
Disney, Waffle.
That part. People that, you know, get other charges or whatever, drugs or robbery or other type of things, right? You know, they get thrown to the lions and shit. You feel what I'm saying? But the people are able to reoffend or just offend our children, period, and fuck their life up for the rest of their life. Like this girl, in this case, she's, you know, I mean, regardless, it was domestic abuse, right? He had shot her and stuff. But, you know, her life is affected because of this situation forever because she's paralyzed. Those girls that were in the school and the teacher was recording them, they gonna have to think about forever, like, does somebody got video of me? Did he transfer it to somebody else? You know what I mean? Or the fact that this man had did this, that is a total violation of privacy. And, you know, also for a teacher, the fact that he was a teacher, they should have threw the book at him to just show other teachers why, like, you shouldn't do this behavior because we're not about to play with you. I think that they need to start taking serious crimes on children. I'm telling you, like, it should be murder, attempted murder, crimes of children, you know what I mean? As far as like molestation or even abuse, should be taken way more seriously because what we're seeing is in the community, like people that are doing certain things, maybe even violent crimes or whatever, may have had certain traumas happen to them. It was never like, you know, honed in on and talked about or whatever. So people are just running around with all this pent up aggression and anger and they're displaying it, you know what I mean, in manners. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, that's why I got in trouble. I'm not blaming it on that, you know what I'm saying? But it kind of did. Some of the things I went through as a child did weigh in on my behavior as a young adult as well as, you know, a teenager. You know, but they just allow, you know, these people to get off so easily or whatever, like giving this teacher a downward departure. That should have never happened. They should have, in the least bit, he should have still got the same charges that he was going to get. Fuck giving him grace. I don't care what he did or what the good things that he did, but he also victimized a large amount of children, 324 counts, and he gets a downward departure. I wonder what was the baseline behind that. I'm just saying. But we're about to wrap up here. Because I got to go to work at 9. And it's 8:05 now.
What did your brother do for Disney?
He's a janitor.
Okay. What does your other brother do for the Waffle House?
Flips.
Facts.
What did you do for Panda?
I used to work at Universal Orlando Resort and at Panda Express. Pretty much did everything.
Exactly, Astro.
So if you were working, trying to get money together for school and stuff like that.
Facts.
With no place to stay.
What's mom's issue with that?
That's a great question.
I don't see an issue with that.
Treason. Okay.
I wish there was more kids out there who were working, trying to go to school.
Yeah. And she favors the two that aren't.
How come?
Messed up my plans.
What were your plans?
To go to college.
To study?
I wanted to be an EMT.
Okay. Anything else? I mean, just EMT, or do you want?
He wanted to be an EMT, but he out here shooting up people and
eventually,
shit.
like-
I wanted a degree in business too, but
I will.
What made you choose
Well,
EMT?
I'll check it out when we have downtime at work and shit. You know what I mean? If we're just sitting around not doing much, I'll check it, but I'll definitely check it before I come in here. Basically, yeah, before I come back in
medical
here.
technician or emergency medical specialist. When I got stomach ulcers, I was in the hospital for about a week.
EMT, facts.
And
Stuck with you.
God, that
Matter of fact, I could probably check it right now.
We had to talk in the ambulance ride on the way to the hospital. And it and ironically, when I was at Panda Express, I had guys that went to med school that came in there. They were EMTs, and they talked to me about it. It made me want it even more.
So when Mom moved out, how'd that make you feel? I mean, obviously upset, but I mean...
Well, she'll tell you. I was in her room on the floor crying about it, bawling my eyes out.
So where did you go once your mom finally moved out of the complex?
Place to place.
Friend to friend?
Lakeland to Orlando to Hillsborough County to...
So, how'd you get to that complex that night?
I walked.
From where?
I went to go see my mother.
What did you and Mom talk about while you were there?
Is that necessary?
No. You don't want to talk about it, it's too sensitive a subject.
I'm not seeing an email from you. Just my 5.
We don't have to talk about it. How come you just didn't go hook up with the pastor and his wife once Mom moved out and you weren't able to move? She didn't want you moving with them.
It was embarrassing.
I get that.
This is someone that thought very highly of me. And I plan to see them again on much better terms.
I understand that. I understand that. We don't want to see people that we respect see us at our lowest point. That makes sense. So what made you go out there and see them this time?
Okay. Thank you.
I wanted to get saved. I plan to turn myself in a month later, after my 20th birthday. I wanted to be able to spend it outside, freely, with good people in a better place. At Heritage.
What's Heritage?
Church.
The church?
It's a Baptist church.
Are you Baptist?
Yes, sir.
Where were you going to turn yourself in?
After my 20th birthday.
Where at? Like in Lakeland and Orlando?
Could have came back to Orlando.
When did you see that this was on the news? Last night? After it happened? I don't get a chance to
I didn't hear him speak on his father, no.
watch the news, man. I don't know what they cover, to be honest
But
with
shout out to Unseen Soldier.
They covered it, but they didn't release any names.
Where'd you see it at? In Lakeland or what?
He
You were still in
needs
Orlando?
to.
Online.
Online. How did it make you feel when you saw it?
At first, When I started coming to my senses, a part of me wished I hadn't done it, and a part of me, I didn't know she was paralyzed, but part of me, I don't want to say felt right, but it was retaliation.
So you mentioned like a part of you wish you didn't do it. Part of it you said felt like retaliation. Usually sometimes when we have conflicting feelings, sometimes one side usually wins out. Which side won out in your case?
Part of me that planned to turn myself in, obviously.
Okay. I don't know, man. Some people say it's the other side. I don't know you. I don't know you from anybody else on the street until we sat down and had a conversation today. Just like you didn't know me, right? So, anything else you want to tell me?
You gonna talk to her?
I can.
Oh, yeah. It's not letting me click it.
I guess that means she's got some truth to be telling too. But even with that, one key part of what I prayed about, I prayed first and foremost that God would forgive me. And I knew she was hospitalized. I didn't know it was to that extent. But I also prayed that her family, not just her, but her family, could find it in their hearts to forgive me too for what I did.
I understand that. You can't ask forgiveness from one without the other, right?
Right.
I understand
But what
that.
is that changing?
What do you mean, how does that change it?
Let me see. Attempted second degree, 5 or more years.
I don't know, man. I really don't.
Even though now they know the truth, obviously, because you're recording what I said, but...
And I have to record.
Right. Understood.
It's in our policy. It protects you and protects me. So that I can't come in there and say, oh, well, he said this, that, and the other, when the fact is you didn't. And this way there's no...
Right.
There's no doubt as to what was said here in this room between the two of us. Two men sitting down, having a conversation about what happened, seeking out the truth and finding it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now you know.
As far as the rest of the process, I don't know. And that's the truth. I can't make any promises. It's not in my power. I can't tell you, well, this, that, and the other thing are going to happen because...
Facts.
I just don't know. From here, the case goes to the state attorney's office. Okay? If you hire an attorney or they appoint you a public defender, you'll meet with them. The case will get resolved however the case gets resolved. Whether this goes to court, whether this gets resolved through a plea deal, I don't know. I don't have any say in that. The only people that have a say as to how this really goes is the court system from here on out. Again, my job is to find out the truth of what happened. That's it, man. Simple. That's about as simple as I can put it for people. My job is simply to find out the truth. Good, bad, or indifferent. Thank you for telling me the truth. For having the courage and strength to tell me the truth. Sincerely, I mean that. You want a bottle of water or anything? Okay. If you don't have anything else, I'm going to stop us here, and I'm going to get a patrol unit. They're going to take you to jail and book you in, okay? You have any questions or anything else? Okay. All right, we'll stop the interview here at 16:30. You got pockets? Okay. What I'm gonna do, you got your money and stuff in here? So here's what I'll do. Okay, since you got a clear plastic bag, I'll open it in front of you. I'm gonna put your ID. Actually, let me hang on to your ID. Sorry. Because the officer's gonna need it when they book you in there. So I'm gonna put your money back in your pocket here. Okay? This way you have it. It's in your pocket. Why don't I put your ID right here so that I can give it to the officer when they take you and book you in, because they'll need it for that, okay? Alright. We'll call them now and have them come up, okay?
Alright, hold on. Then I want to show y'all something else really quick before I close out. Let me see. Alright, so I was sent this, right? But if you it's really that small when you pull it up. But if you blow it up, right, you can see what look like Sa Netta, and it says Sa Satan. Now this is the brown van situation. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to the person that made this. I don't know why it's coming up really small, but I did get it. So shout out to them. But yeah, the van was kind of like this, I guess. It was a conversion van. And Suge said that he had used this van just because, you know what I mean, it was there or whatever. But I guess the van was more doo-doo brownish than the other van. Than this van. But it had a bed in the back and all type of crazy stuff. But that looks like Sa Satan right there. With it looks like he's got the little devil horns too, with this Caucasian lady pulling up trying to get in. It looked like an underage girl. So we know that Sa Netta was doing some crazy things on 125th with the brown van, and you know what was going on in the van is the question. Now I guess Uncle Suge had went live, so when I go to work, I'm on my way to work as well. I'm going to peep some game on some of what was dropped today. Shout out to Uncle Suge. But I got to get ready to get up out of here, y'all, because I got to go to work. I'm still going to play a song, though, because I still got 40 minutes. I don't need that long to get to work, child. Let me see. Yeah, so basically we covered that. I just think that it's a lot that was going on. Now, I do know that, you know, obviously people do date sometimes or whatever, you know, in where it's just a little bit different as far as age or whatever. But to me, it was overwhelming that he was trying to lie about the age. Now, he claimed that old girl lied to him about her age and all this and that. But I'm just saying, I think, like it was stated above, he's a narcissist. He's controlling. When she wanted to find somebody and date somebody her age, he ultimately tried to take her life. Long story short, because, you know, an age difference like that does and can happen easily, to be realistic or whatever. But I hope that they throw the book at him, as well as I hope that the teacher that had violated those children gets his just deserves as well in prison. You know what I mean? He's going to be doing 15 years in prison. He'll have to register as a sex offender for life. Talking about the teacher that we had talked about earlier, that had violated those children as far as recording them while they were getting undressed and things like that. Totally ridiculous. But I don't know. I'm just saying, again, far as the other case, I don't really think that, you know, dude probably had too much. He definitely should have known her age. Come on, 14 years old. I'm just saying. Anyway, But I'm gonna play a song before we get out of here. This is a song that me and GSIX GRAMZ had did. So this is my artist, Cash Me Out. My artist name, Cash Me Out. So it's a song called Evolve that we did. Now I gotta skip tonight, so that's why I gotta go. But I will hopefully be back tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the next day, but I will be back. And when I come back, I might do it on this page or my other page, the one with 3100, so that I can just, exercise it a little bit. But I want to finally get down to that case that I've been avoiding for so long. The case where the little boy, mother's boyfriend had basically caused him or whatever. Between the child's mother and her boyfriend, the little boy had lost his life, and they didn't report it to anybody. He was in there for a year. And even though people were smelling things in the apartment complex, nobody really, it seemed like, cared or whatever, or thought that there was a dead body in there. However, the mother was a piece of shit. She was dating a Caucasian man or whatever. Excuse me. And, it found it more important to go be with him, regardless of his color, found it more important to go be with him than cater to her children. She was failing to drop off food, etc., or even deal with the fact that she had a decaying child in the house. I don't know where the case is now, but I know that I did research it, and after researching it, it kind of like bothered me a lot, and I kind of like neglected it. However, I do want to showcase that, because I do want to get down to the bottom of that, and in some of these things that are going on in mainstream media. If we're focused on shit that doesn't matter, and what I hate is to repeat myself. So when it comes to a situation, right, somebody in the conscious community or whatever speaking on me, if I'm feeling like I'm gonna have to repeat myself, I would rather talk about another situation. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, the one in Houston. I want to cover that. I have it all. It's just kind of been sitting in my YouTube history, and I keep up with that pretty well. So what I want to do is, if I come back tomorrow, we looking at it tomorrow. Just make sure that you are getting notifications on both pages, either this one or the one with 3100, because I don't know how I want to go live, but I might go live like the way that I used to go live, where there's more graphics and things like that, but not the panel, so not StreamYards. But, you know what I mean? It just kind of depends, but I will be doing that. I need to get that out of there, because I just kind of feel bad that I haven't addressed it. But, this is a situation to where I have a lot of clips on it and stuff like that. Again, I don't claim to know everything, so if somebody does know, directing us to that would be helpful. But I want to look at it, because what happened to that child was unfortunate, and the children also that survived and were there were just, they would have to go and ask for food from neighbors, and the oldest son had to go ask to charge his phone, and it was just really crazy. And I don't understand, as a mother myself, I have a total of 4 children. I could never just like do them like that or whatever. And over a man too, at the end of the day, nah, bro. So I wouldn't care if it was a man, child, squirrel, whatever. Nothing is coming in, before my children at the end of the day. So, I do want to look at that, you know what I'm saying? So that will be coming. Thank you for the y'all that did tune in and things like that. I got a donation or 2. I appreciate that as well. So stay you, stay royal, please stay uncompromisable, and please stay woke, because you will see me in another live stream. Again, I'm going to end the stream with Evolve. Much love, y'all. I'll check y'all next time. Bye-bye.
RD Miller.
My visions I can't, I gotta stay strong. Look at my soul, I'm deep in the sky. I've been through so much, my journey was hard. These bullets so shitty, gotta stand your ground. I'm living my life, don't know about y'all, but gotta be cautious, we killing us all. Listen, my people, we gotta stand tall. Seas and nights, we gotta evolve. My visions I can't, I gotta stay strong. Look at my soul, I'm deep in the sky. I've been through so much, my journey was hard. These bullets so shitty, gotta stand your ground. I'm living my life, don't know about y'all, but gotta be cautious, we killing us all. Listen, my people, we gotta stand tall. Seas and nights, we gotta evolve. Listen, my people, we gotta stand tall. We gotta see knowledge, we gotta evolve. We gotta fight back, cause they're killing us all. My visions are clear, don't know about y'all. I've been through so much, I done seen it all. The bullets so sick, now stay on my guard. The path that I'm on, the journey is hard. But doing the knowledge, I'ma make it through. Shit is they teaching us all of the fall. We put on your mind, it all become clear. Shoot up and boot up, a war is near. Stripping your mind, your body, your core. The stronger we are, the scared they get. They treat us like virus and they are the cure. I'm standing my ground, I'm back on the fear. Fuck you bastards, outside of you all. My mind is open, I got perfect vision. Public assassinations, my people, you see this. This bullets so hot, it's so cold. Times on me viral, and we killing each other. We gotta do better too. See, the system is against us. You see that? It says the land of the free, yeah, but I don't feel free. Law enforcement protect and serve who? Them damn selves. And it's a lot more going on. Open your eyes, yes sir. My visions I can't, I gotta stay strong. Look at my soul, I'm deep in the sky. I've been through so much, my journey was hard. These bullets so shitty, gotta stand your guard. I'm living my life, don't know about y'all, but gotta be cautious, we killing us all. Listen, my people, we gotta stay tall. Seas and nights, we gotta evolve. My visions I can't, I gotta stay strong. Look at my soul, I'm deep in the sky. I've been through so much, my journey was hard. These bullets so shitty, gotta stand your guard. I'm living my life, don't know about y'all, but gotta be cautious, we killing us all. Listen, my people, we gotta stay tall. Seas and nights, we gotta evolve.
Thoughts of my head is what I live by. My crown aims to the sky till the day I die. Akashic records, I'm reading in this life. Got me wondering how my people be living so trite. From kings and queens we fell, and now this is our life. But we gotta change the game, cause how we living just ain't right. Start seeing what I'm seeing through your third eye, as our ancestors look down at us from the sky. We are royalty, the acronym of war. So you need to ask yourself, is this what we fighting for? Killed by police or black on black crime. Either way, it's some bullshit y'all must have forgot. It's our time to shine. I seek the thrill of knowing it all, cause esoteric knowledge speaks the truth of it all. Empty world, full of fakes and lies, but I guarantee there's more to life on the other side.
My visions I can't, I gotta stay strong. Look at my soul, I'm deep in the sky. I've been through so much, my journey was hard. These bullets so shitty, gotta stand your ground. I'm living my life, don't know about y'all, but gotta be cautious, we killing us all. Listen, my people, we gotta stay tall. Seas and nights, we gotta evolve. My visions I can't, I gotta stay strong. Look at my soul, I'm deep in the sky. I've been through so much, my journey was hard. These bullets so shitty, gotta stand your ground. I'm living my life, don't know about y'all, but gotta be cautious, we killing us all. Listen, my people, we gotta stay tall. Seas and nights, we gotta evolve.